Mrs. Christensen, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Lewis, who is this young lady?
This is my fiance.
And Miss Christensen, who is this gentleman?
This is my husband, Jamie.
Are these people here for moral support? Is that what this is all about?
Character.
Character. I acknowledge the fact that the two of you have a character. You also have a child together.
Yes.
You have any other children?
No, I don't.
You have any other
I
children?
have 2 other children.
How old are they?
A 4-year-old and a 16-month-old.
And how old is the child that you share?
She's 7.
Did you live together before she was born?
Yes.
For how long?
Before she's born, a year and a half.
Did you live together after she was born?
Yes.
For how long?
Almost 2 years.
Any reason why you never married?
Just didn't work out.
Different goals in life.
Different goals, but the one goal that you had in common was having a child together. Perfect. This is what the case is about. After you separated, ultimately, the courts got involved and set up a child support order as well as an order that directed that each of you would change claiming the child as a deduction on your income tax returns. This past year was your year, Mr. Lewis, to claim the child as a deduction. The caveat was that you had to be current with your child support. When you went to claim the child on your tax returns, you were advised by, I assume, your tax preparer that Mrs. Christensen had already claimed her as a deduction, despite the fact that the court order allowed you to do it. So you want what would have been your refund for the child.
That's right.
Ms. Christensen says that you were not current in your child support payments, and therefore it didn't trigger your claiming the child as a deduction. She is counterclaiming for some nonsense, which says that because your check is garnished for your child support, a certain amount is deducted for administrative costs for the deduction of your child support, and she thinks that you should pay her that amount. That's what your counterclaim is. It's really nonsense. That's something that the state imposes, not the plaintiff. Okay? Let me see the last order of support and the first order of support.
That's the only order that was made.
Yeah.
One order.
One.
You petitioned the court, is that right, sir?
Yes, I did.
For an order of paternity, custody, and/or visitation. Was that because you were having problems with visitation?
Yeah, she told me I had no rights to my daughter. And
how long have you been married, Miss Christensen?
5 years.
How often were you seeing your daughter at the time that Miss Christensen got married?
Every other Sunday. Started out as a weekends and went to Sundays. Her and one of my ex-girlfriends had a fight.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
Mr. Lewis has been sporadic with his visitation with his daughter. It is true, me and one of his girlfriends who, at the time, we didn't get along, and we got in an assault fight kind of concept on one of his visitations. So at that time, I asked that he had his visitation with my daughter at his parents' house. And then that way there wouldn't be any problems with anybody's relationships. I didn't want to be in an argument and a fight every time we had to drop or pick up our daughter. I didn't want to go over to his house and be assaulted by his girlfriend.
Well, that's absolutely correct. You shouldn't be in contact with anybody, but that doesn't mean he has to have visitation with his child at his parents' house.
I understand that, Your Honor, but Mr. Lewis has been in and out of jail for drug charges. He's led a very colorful life, and I didn't feel that
Did you know about that when you had a
I did, and he was going to rehab.
I'm speaking. Did you know about that when you had a child with him?
Correct, and he was going to rehab.
Then you picked him.
Mm-hmm.
He's your child's father.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Can't come as a surprise to you. Okay. It's clear pursuant to this agreement, Ms. Christensen, that Mr. Lewis had the right to claim your daughter on his tax returns for this year. And you did. Why?
Your Honor, he was not current.
Show me.
Okay, I have a paper here from the state.
What is your child support obligation, sir?
$216 a month.
Okay.
There you go. He was not current on his child support or his medical obligations.
Just a second. Wait 1 second. I'm looking at January. I want to find January.
I have one starting from January.
Okay. How much is owed? Just take a look at it, and I want you to read out.
$46.14 was owed.
$46?
Correct. On just the child support.
Just a second. That's all I'm interested in. $46.
Correct, Your Honor.
So that's not a reason to claim the child on your tax returns as a dependent. I will tell you that right now. Shh. And aside from the fact that he says he paid it, that $46 from whatever amount that was, but at $216 a month for the past year, if what he is $46 in arrears, I think it's overreaching, Mrs. Christensen, for you to claim that is the reason that you didn't follow the court order. You say it's more than that. So tell me what's more.
I gave him a list of the items that he owed.
I'd like to see it.
And
when did you give him the list?
He knew at the time when.
When did you give him the list?
I gave him a list in
February 10th.
January, and he
just
also.
Just a second. Whoa. Why did you wait until after the first of the year to give him a list that said that he owed Tanner Clinic $25 copay, Visual $45 copay, and health insurance for 2004 $350 yearly? Why?
Because Mr. Lewis never contacted me to ask me.
I want to tell you something.
Anything.
You're slick. You're slick, but nasty. You're a slick lady, but a nasty lady.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If you were being a reasonable person, you would have advised him of that on the 1st of December instead of sucker punching him and waiting until he could no longer comply with his obligation. Put your hand down. Does it sound like you're losing?
And later today,
he filed false charges saying that I was an unfit parent, I can't take care of my children. They came into my house and they found nothing at all to say that I was an unfit parent.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Eric Lewis says ex-girlfriend Nikki Christensen owes for declaring their daughter on her taxes. Nikki claims Eric is neglecting their child.
This was within your control. And if you said to me that in November I sent him a list and I said to him, this is what you owe to keep yourself current with regard to the court order, then I might have sympathy for you. It is disingenuous of you to send him this in January. You got it?
I understand.
Good. Now, how much of a benefit did you obtain by claiming the child this year on your tax returns?
I'm not even sure the full amount, Your Honor.
Do you know?
I know what I lost, not what she would have made.
Well, what did you lose?
$2,900.
Show me.
I have the copy when it was first done, and then when it was done a couple days later after they told me she'd already been claimed.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I didn't feel it was my job to go out and babysit him and tell him, you need to be paying me this. That's why I originally went and got involved with the state, to garnish his wages.
Listen to me, madam. You didn't file the petition. He did. He asked the court to set a support order. He asked the court to set a visitation order. That's the caption of the petition. Put your hand down. Doesn't mean you have to babysit him. It just means that you have to be a reasonable person. And if you had obligations that you felt as if he should have paid in 2004 in order to let him claim the child as a deduction, if you were being a reasonable person, you would have advised him of that on the 1st of December instead of sucker punching him and waiting until January 10th when he could no longer comply with his obligation. Put your hand down. Does it sound like you're losing?
No, ma'am.
You chose him to father a child, and it would probably be a hell of a lot easier for you now that you're married and have 2 other children if he were no longer in your life, if he took a powder someplace and wasn't involved. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. You two are tied to each other. Get used to it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,900. Your counterclaims dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. Lewis has been in and out of her life, and until he's been in a serious relationship, didn't choose to really have a very adequate relationship with his daughter.
I had my daughter every other Sunday for 2 years before this.
I hope they build and bond and grow.
Oh, I'll still have her every other weekend.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Blair versus Cheverini, step forward, please.
21-year-old nurse's assistant Tricia Blair is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old construction worker Joseph Cheverini, for unpaid rent and bills. Joseph says he moved out because he caught Tricia smoking marijuana with their kids.
Miss Blair, you and Mr. Cheverini lived together. You have a child together, and you have a child from a previous relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
You signed a lease for an apartment, and the thrust of your complaint is that Mr. Cheverini moved out of the apartment, leaving you with 5 months' rent to pay on the apartment, and you want him to pay the remainder of the lease, which is 5 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And he says pretty much grow up. You've got a restraining order against him that was bogus. He was forced out of the house, and he has absolutely no intention of paying the rent. So I have a couple of questions. When did you sign the lease?
In August of '04.
And how old are your children?
4 years old and 3 months old.
And where is the father of your 4-year-old?
He's in the Marines in North Carolina.
Were you married to him?
No.
Does he see the child?
No, he does not.
Does he support the child?
Yes, he does.
How much does he send?
$294 a month, court ordered.
When was the last time you were employed?
March of last year.
Who supported your household while you were living with Mr. Cheverini?
I collected disability.
What was the nature of your disability?
I have to have surgery on my stomach. I was born with intestinal problems, and I've had to have several surgeries to fix it.
You mean your disability didn't prevent you from having 2 children, but it prevents you from working?
Yes, I can't lift over 5 to 7 pounds. I'm not allowed to lift my arms above my head. I have problems
You
holding
can't
down
lift
food.
more than 5 to 7 pounds. Who lifts your babies?
Well, my son, he walks, but he
Well,
was
your son
a
didn't
big help.
walk when he was 3 months old, or 6 months old, and 9
I
months
had
old.
had surgery prior to that, and I hadn't had any problems until just before I had my daughter. My stomach surgery came undone just because it's been 8 years since I had my last surgery, just from normal wear and tear on my body.
How much does your daughter weigh now?
Right now, she weighs 13 pounds.
Who supported your household for the last year?
Me and him, we split things evenly. I gave my child support, plus my disability.
You weren't collecting disability all during that time.
I have been. I have been collecting since we lived in our apartment disability. The last check I received was in October. We moved in August.
But that was
September,
before your
October.
daughter was born.
Yes.
You told me that you weren't sick before your daughter was born.
No, I
Didn't
was
you just
ill
tell me
my
that?
whole
That everything was okay until you didn't have a little more wear and tear?
I'm sorry,
after your
Your
daughter
Honor,
was
what I
born?
meant to say was that I was having problems during my pregnancy. I was seeing my physician regularly, and he advised me that because I had found out in March that I was pregnant, that I should not work because I could not lift and it would cause harm to the baby.
There are an awful lot of things you can do without lifting 7 to 10 pounds, like answering a phone. That only weighs a couple of ounces. That's a job.
My daughter is only 3 months. I haven't been working due to the fact that she's so young right now.
So that the baby is with you all the time and you manage to lift 13 pounds.
I have no choice. He's not in the home. What am I going to do, let her starve to death?
All I'm suggesting to you, Miss Blair, is that when people scam the government, it irritates me.
I would never.
Well, you are. Because if you're lifting a 13-pound baby, you can lift something 7 pounds and get a job. And if you're taking care of a child that weighs more than 7 pounds, then whatever you said to Social Security disability,
It's
which is I
temporary.
cannot lift anything above 7 pounds, is not true because you do every day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Tricia Blair says ex-boyfriend Joseph Cheverini owes for breaking a lease. Joseph says Tricia has a restraining order against him.
Hey, I forgot what your complaint is. All right. So there came a time he moved out of the house. When did you move out, sir?
Just recently, about a month ago.
And you took the 2 children with you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have a problem with her excessive partying.
What do you mean excessive partying? What does that mean?
You know, drinking and other uses.
I don't know. We're in court. You tell me. She drinks and she uses drugs?
Occasionally.
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana.
And when you came home from work about a month ago, what was it that precipitated you leaving?
The house was full of smoke, and my newborn baby was in the house along with the 4-year-old.
What kind of smoke?
Pot smoke.
Really?
Your Honor, that's not true.
I'll get to you in a second. What did you say to her?
Well, we got into an argument, and she decided she was going to leave with the kids, and I wasn't having that. So I had called the cops to arrest her because she had previous warrants for assault and driving on a suspended license because I didn't want her to take the kids out of my house.
Okay. And that was successful. So they came and they arrested her.
Yep.
And you took the children. Where did you take the children?
To my sister's house.
Under what circumstances does Ms. Blair get the children back?
She put a restraining order out saying, using false allegations, saying I
I see it,
assaulted her.
please?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to see the allegations.
Saying I've hit her several times and verbally assaulted.
All right, so she filed this petition asking for a protective order for herself and for the children.
Correct.
And she wants temporary custody of the minor child, and that is Jada. That's your daughter.
Yep.
The other one she doesn't need custody of because she already has custody of that child. And when the police came to your house, what happened?
They gave me the papers and they said that I had to release the baby.
And did you?
Yes, with no problems.
And that was when, sir?
I don't know.
February 23rd, Your Honor.
Okay, and in the petition you asked him to stay away from you. Is that
Yes.
right? So how could you ask him for rent?
The claim has been dismissed since March 11th.
Just a second. So you dismissed the claim on March 11th.
Yes. When I returned
Indicating
home,
that you were in fear for your life and safety and in fear for your children You needed a protective order. And I'm asking you, between February 23rd and March 11th, what happened to alleviate your fear?
I was hoping to reconcile everything. I wanted to get back together. I was hoping maybe we could go to family counseling.
You mean after you said all of these horrible things about him? He
Your
hit
Honor,
you,
he
he
said
kicked you.
so many-
I'm speaking. He kicked you, he beat you, he hit you in front of your brother, he hit you in front of your sister, and abused you, both verbally and physically. Then you wanted to reconcile with him.
We have 2 children, Your Honor.
So the answer is nothing happened between February 23rd and March 11th when you dropped the case. All of a sudden you
I had
felt
spoken
safe.
with his lawyer. His lawyer was trying to get us into family counseling. We were hoping to make things work for the sake of the children.
It didn't work.
I know.
And now you're living in the apartment? I suggest you stay there. He's not paying for it.
I can't
You put
afford
him, then move. He's not coming back to a situation where, on your whim, you can go and get a protective order put out against him, citing egregious acts of assault where you are in fear for your life, and then miraculously, in a relatively short period of time, without any intervention, that fear is gone. So he would be an idiot to live with you, knowing that you know how to do this. I think he would be an idiot to come back home because you resorted to this in order to get the children back.
Your Honor, he filed false charges with Child Family Services saying that I was an unfit parent, I can't take care of my children. They came into my house and they found nothing at all to say that I was an unfit parent.
Well, one thing that they should do, is they should do a hair follicle test to see if you use drugs.
He has used drugs also. He is addicted to coke.
So is what you're telling me is it's okay for you to use marijuana?
Your Honor, I have not
because,
smoked
listen to me, you said it, he uses drugs too, is what you said.
No,
so is what you're telling me is it's okay for you to use drugs because the father uses drugs also? Is that what you're telling me? All I said was...
Since my child has been, since I've been pregnant, a long time ago. We've been in a relationship for 2 years. My daughter, it only takes 9 months to conceive a child. He was using
No, it
things
doesn't
against
take
me
9 months, it takes 9 seconds. Miss Blair, you have no case. You currently seeking custody of this child? When is your next court date?
Supposedly April 4th.
You suggest to the court that both of you submit to hair follicle tests because you now have this on tape where she says that you are addicted to cocaine, and you say nearly a month ago she was using marijuana to the extent that the fumes were all over your house.
Your Honor, that was his nephew.
Just a second. So that if, in fact, she had used marijuana, it stays in the hair.
I know.
And there's a buildup. But I'm going to tell you something, people in glass houses...
No. I have nothing to worry about.
Very good. Miss Blair, your case is dismissed. That's all.
Excuse me, you may step out.
It was unfair that I'd have...
Yeah, this is case number 478 on the calendar in the matter of Avila versus Johnston. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Avila, this is your former boyfriend, and according to you, you made a loan to him in an amount in excess of $5,000 to pay for an attorney because he was involved in a divorce and a custody dispute with his, I assume, now former wife?
Not quite.
Not quite. So you're still involved in this custody and legal dispute?
Yeah. She was difficult then and still is.
I don't know who's difficult and who's not. When were you married?
August 96.
And you have children?
1.
How old?
8.
When did you leave your wife, or when did she leave you?
I moved away and we separated in 2003.
Did you meet Miss Avila before or after you left home?
Oh, well after.
According to your complaint, the money that you loaned to him was in February of 2004. Is that right?
No, Your Honor.
Which was when?
I took out a personal loan in my name May 6, 2004.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan.
I gave Jake a cashier's check, which I have here, and a copy of the personal loan I took out to get the funds to loan to Jake.
Okay. Tell me about the discussion that you had prior to your executing this personal loan with regard to what the money was needed for and whether or not you would, in fact, take out a loan and lend him the money.
Jake's ex-wife had filed for divorce in February, so he had 90 days to respond to that, and he was running out of time. He had no other resources of money available.
Was he working?
No, Your Honor, he was not. He quit his job in March.
Why?
Didn't like the job.
Well, if you quit the job in March of 2004, how were you paying child support?
Well, I had unemployment coming in.
How much was your child
And
support?
at that point,
order?
I wasn't paying child support any longer. I'd paid. I was told to stop paying by my attorney because I'd been paying to the tune of $4,700 a month for all bills for everything ever since we had separated. I paid for everything, Your Honor.
What did your wife do for a living?
She works at a counseling center at a university.
And what kind of work were you doing?
Factory rep.
What does that mean, a factory rep?
Worked for a major manufacturer selling their products.
When did you go back to work?
October 10th is when was my hire date.
So you had no more money in May of 2004, and you needed money for divorce.
Correct.
So tell me about the discussion that you had with Miss Avila. Were you living together at the time?
We weren't living together. I always kept my own place. I stayed over at her place quite a bit, though.
Okay, so tell me about the discussion that you had with her.
We went through a lot.
I don't
Listen.
listen. You know, I got things to do. I'm not interested in your personal matters. I want to know what you said to her and what she said to you about the money.
Okay. I had done a lot for her, and she felt that she wanted to repay me back
Don't tell me
with the
what she
gift.
felt. Listen to me. First, I want to know what you said to her. Something like, "Wow, I just got served with these divorce papers, and I have 90 days in which to respond to these divorce papers. I need a lawyer, and I have no money." Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Somehow that had to happen before she had feelings that she wanted to help you. She had to know about the service of the papers and that you needed money for a lawyer. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So let us start with there.
Okay.
Good.
She was witness to me getting the papers, and she knew I was trying to
Don't tell me what she knew. She was a witness to you being served.
Correct.
Where were you served?
At my place of employment.
You mean she was picking up for lunch? What was she doing there when she was a witness to you?
I brought the papers over to her house that evening.
Then she wasn't a witness to you being served. You see, you got to be very careful what you say to me. She was not a witness to you being served, sir. You brought the papers home that night, and then you whip them out of your pocket and you say, ta-da.
I got served today.
Ah, there you go. I got served today. And she said to you,
What are you going to do about it?
and you said to her,
I'm going to try and get the funds from a family member or possibly a loan.
what family member was going to loan you money?
My sister.
Did you ask your sister?
No.
Why not?
Hadn't got there yet.
And she said to you?
She asked what I had done, and I looked into getting my own loan. Unfortunately, my wife at the time had scrapped a lot of our credit in the meantime.
So you were prepared to take out your own loan because you knew you had to have a lawyer, right?
Yep.
But for the fact that your ex-wife, or your wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, who she didn't know at the time, right? You didn't know her at the time.
Not personally, no, Your Honor.
No. But for the fact that she had scrapped your credit, you would have been able to get a loan and thoroughly anticipating paying it back.
Sure.
Of course. You can take out a loan without paying it back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the discussion where you said to her, well, if you take out a personal loan, because you knew she was taking out a personal loan, right? Just like you were going to take out. What are you looking at me like I'm talking a foreign language? I'm still talking English. I'm still talking English. You know, the concept isn't very hard. This is the same kind of personal loan that you were trying to take out, and you couldn't because of the lousy credit that your wife had inflicted upon you.
Almost. I was going to take a second against the house, pay off all of our debt so that neither my ex-wife or myself were in debt. And
well, she wasn't going to allow you to do that. Listen to me. She wasn't going to allow you to. I know I gave you a minute to think, but you're not an idiot. I don't think you're an idiot. So your ex-wife is not going to allow you to take out a second mortgage on the house in order to pay for a lawyer to fight her. That would be very dumb. And your soon-to-be ex-wife doesn't sound like she's dumb.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I wanted my space. I didn't think she was the right one to introduce to my daughter.
And what'd you take her money for?
We had spent some time.
Why did you take her money?
And later today,
According to your answer, you said that when he said to you, you have to pay me for this job, you said to him,
I said, are you kidding? I've been supporting you for a year and a half.
right on!
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janelle Avila says ex-boyfriend Jacob Johnston owes for a loan to hire a lawyer. Jacob claims Janelle offered the money.
How many payments did you give her on this loan?
I don't remember making any payments to her.
How many payments did he make?
One, Your Honor.
When?
The first payment due July 5th, 2004. He paid
That
me.
sound familiar to you, sir?
I remember giving her $200 because she was tight. I didn't expect to be paying back anything at that point.
Well, when did you decide, Mr. Johnston, that you no longer wanted to be involved with Miss Avila?
After she became aggressive and upset.
Month
Because
and year.
June of '04.
So within 4 weeks or so of getting this money, you took a hike.
I had taken a hike prior to that.
Tell me about that, sir.
We spent a lot of time up until the end together, up until the end of '04.
Listen to me.
I had...
May of '04, you took the check, paid for the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what you're saying to me, sir. Be very, very careful, because you said to me that you were served with the papers May 6th.
So
you took the papers and you brought them home and showed them to her and said, gee, I got served. So at what point had you broken up prior to that?
Okay, so at the end of '04, December, I had stopped spending nearly as much time with her and told her that I needed more space, and I didn't
Well, what
think...
was June of '04 that you just told me about, sir?
03.
Shh.
Or
What
'03, excuse me, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. We weren't spending
You're
nearly
talking
as
about
much
in
time.
December of 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I wanted my space. I didn't think she was the right one to introduce to my daughter.
Then what'd you take her money for?
We had spent some time...
Why did you take her money?
Because I'd helped her out through a lot of difficult times, and she asked if she could give me the money because of all the help I had given her.
Is that right?
No, Your Honor.
See, I knew I was going to let you talk. Let's talk about character. You're not supposed to use people, Mr. Johnston.
It's never my intention to use her.
It was. When you put someone in debt in order to satisfy your need, when you have no legitimate intentions, because she had legitimate intentions, she still cared about you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I still cared about her, too.
That's not what you just told me. You said I needed listen to me, I needed my space. I didn't think she was the one to introduce to my daughter. All of those things, then you don't put her in debt. And once you're back to work, and if you did stop seeing her 4 weeks later, you say, Janelle, listen, at the time I really needed the money. I thank you for taking out this personal loan. I don't want you to be behind the 8 ball. I'm going to pick up the payments because I had thoroughly intended to take out a loan myself to pay a lawyer. And since I couldn't get the credit, you were great to help me out. But I'm going to take over the payments. We're no longer together. We're not related to each other. I'm not going to see you anymore. I'm moving on with my life. I don't want you to feel as if you've been put upon. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's being a moral person. So I wouldn't allow you to represent toilet paper, sir. Because that's what I think of your moral character if you stuck her with this loan. Judge for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Perhaps he had no money to repay since he wasn't working. You know, can't get blood out of a turnip.
It comes back to some of those personal issues that I'd rather not bring up.
Ladies, if you see this man coming, hang on to your money and run the other way.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hanson versus Fagan, step forward, please.
Plaintiff Norman Hanson is suing his ex-girlfriend, hairstylist Lisa Fagan, for the cost to renovate her salon. Norman claims he did the work and was never paid.
Mr. Hanson, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time in her home, and it is your claim that while you were together, you did work for her in remodeling her salon. Is that a beauty salon?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was an agreement that she would pay you for that remodeling work. You finished the work. She didn't pay you.
True.
That's your claim. How old are you, Mr. Hanson?
I'm 58 years old.
And when did you move into Miss Fagan's home?
Probably about a year prior to...
What year did you move into her home?
2003, end of 2003.
How long had you known her before?
About 20 months.
And how long did you live with her?
Approximately a year, a little less, on and off.
What do you mean on and off?
Well, whenever she'd go out and meet somebody else, she'd give me the boot, and then he'd leave her, and she'd call me back. That's the way
And you
it
went?
Yes.
You weren't living with her. Where were you living?
I had my own home in Interlaken, about 40 minutes away from her home.
For most of the year, however, you lived with her.
It was more convenient to live with her so I can get the projects done that she wanted done than having to travel back and forth. And plus, I'm disabled and I'm on a fixed income, and it's easier to move in and save money than go back and forth every day.
Now, what kind of projects were you doing for her?
Okay, I built a privacy fence around the property.
And when did you do that? How long had you been living there?
It started around, I guess, March or April when she got her income tax check. We went up and bought the material, and I started.
What kind of privacy fence was it? Wood?
Yes.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It was.
Did you have to pour cement?
In some areas, yes.
And how big a fence was this?
Maybe 400 feet, 500 feet.
And what was the next project you did with her?
Then I built a 12 by 24 patio off the back of her porch.
Out of what material?
2 by 6s, 2 by 4s, all treated.
Now, during that time, sir, because these projects kept you very busy, while you were living there with Miss Fagan, I assume it is correct that you were not paying any part of the mortgage, gas, electric, or utilities. Is that right?
Well, at first I was paying her like $100 a month.
$100 a month?
One time, Your Honor, I got that.
Twice.
One time.
Twice. He says twice. Give him twice. He gave you $100 a month. That comes out to a little less than $25 a week. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So we know that that's not really supporting yourself.
No.
Now, what was your main job, Mr. Hansen?
In the salon?
No, your main job. How do you support yourself? You're 58 years old.
I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I had a broken tailbone. That's the nature of my disability. I got a broken tailbone.
Well, what does the broken tailbone disable you from doing?
Almost everything up to about 3 years ago. And
Just a second. If you're building 500-foot fences...
Yes.
And putting in 20 by 30 patios...
Yes.
And single-handedly remodeling a salon...
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, are you disabled from building skyscrapers? Are you disabled from building bridges?
He's lying, Your Honor, to get money from the government. That's what he's doing.
Well, I'm trying to figure that out, Miss Fagan.
I don't believe
you
this.
get disability from whom, sir?
I get it from the government.
How much do you get?
I get $5.79 a month.
And when did you start to collect that?
94.
But now you're not disabled anymore.
I'm still disabled.
No, you're not disabled anymore. You just told me you weren't disabled. You just told me that you did construction work.
With exercise, I go through a lot of pain and suffering, but I'm able to walk. At times, I had to use a cane. I used to have to use crutches. I worked myself off of that.
Good. Well, that's good. That's wonderful.
Get a job.
How come you don't tell the government you don't need their charity anymore, sir?
It isn't charity.
Sure it is.
When the bad weather comes, I can hardly move around. It changes like the weather.
My goodness gracious me.
It might seem like right now, because it's nice and dry, everything's fine, but I still got pain. I still got to walk with it.
That's life, Mr. Hansen. As we get older, we get aches and pains. But if you can build a 500-foot fence and a 20 by 30 patio and remodel a salon, you should not be getting money from the government because you're disabled. Now, when you told her you wanted money for this salon, and you were living together at the time, sharing a bedroom, I assume, what did she say to you?
She come out and asked me in her house do I think I could do that concrete building, renovate it, and convert it into a salon. I said, sure I can.
Sure, as long as the weather's dry. Just wait,
okay.
Not when it's raining. Did you say to her, I'm sure I could do that, but I can't work when it's raining?
It's harder when it's raining.
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. She asked me, how much do I want to do the job? I said, well, make me an offer I can't refuse. She said, $15 an hour. I said, okay, let's go with it. And that's what we did.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Where do I begin? What would you like to know?
No, just say to me, when he said, why don't you, according to your answer, You said that when he said to you, you have to pay me for this job, you said to him...
I said, are you kidding? I've been supporting you for a year and a half.
Right on! No, you and the government had been supporting him. The only one who wasn't supporting him is that Mr. Hansen. You're 58 years old. It's time you grew up, sir, and decide, I am a human being, I am a man, I have a responsibility to take care of myself. Not the government, not Miss Fagan, not anybody else. Get a job, call the government and tell them you no longer need their disability, because certainly we're going to send them a copy of this tape and let them know that you no longer need any disability,
Fine.
Mr. Hansen. And get a job and take care of yourself. It's time, sir. Otherwise, you'll never know what it's like to be independent, and then you're going to die. Do you understand? Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Yeah, this is case number 525 on the calendar in the matter of Carnahan versus Parisi. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
All right, this doesn't look like a very complicated case. Let's see how expeditiously we can deal with it. Can I have the ring, please? Mr. Carnahan, this is your former fiancée. She is the mother of your child.
Yes, ma'am.
You were engaged. You broke off the engagement. You want the ring back.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me why you shouldn't have the ring back.
He should not have the ring back because he has cheated on me, he was physically abusive, and agreed to stop drug use in order to continue on with the marriage. And he did not do as he agreed.
And what did you find out about first? Cheating or the drugs or being abusive?
First was the abusive.
Okay. That should have been your first clue. Arrivederci, adios, sayonara, whatever, goodbye. Who are you?
I am her mother.
Right. Good, sit down. You agree with me?
Totally. Went
Good.
through that for 7 years.
Good. So after he abused you, you stayed with him for 7 years, and did he abuse you before or after you had a child with him?
After.
Before you had a child with him, he wasn't abusive?
A little bit. More verbally abusive.
Abusive is abusive. So, he's abusive, you have a child with him, then he becomes verbally and physically abusive. And when was he using the drugs, before or after you had the child?
After.
And what about you?
I used drugs with him at the end.
After?
After the child, yes.
And when did he cheat on you?
In December of '04.
So you think that you're lucky to be rid of him, right?
Correct.
Who's paying for the ring?
My mother has for the past 5 months.
Is that right?
That's incorrect.
Well, show me the bills and show me your checks that you paid for it.
She did make 2 payments. We had a verbal agreement. I had a verbal agreement with Linda.
When was the last time you made a payment?
November. She made December and January.
How many payments did you
Your
make?
Honor, he stopped making payments. She moved back into my house in June. He immediately stopped making payments.
On the ring?
On the car.
I'm not talking about the... I don't care. Listen.
Okay, the
I'm
ring
talking
was
about
paid
ring.
for.
What?
The ring was paid for by my co-signing of a note on his car.
So the car is actually
Financed.
paid off. I mean, the ring's actually paid off, I'm sorry.
ring was
just
paid
a
upon
second.
purchasing.
I see. So you used the car as collateral?
Exactly.
And they've got the car also.
How much did you physically actually pay towards this ring?
The whole entire amount.
Well, you paid for it with the car loan.
That's correct.
And when was the last time you paid on the car loan?
November. November, December. I've been trying to have verbal. I had a verbal agreement with her. She used my daughter as a pawn to come and try to repossess my car, and you know, I mean, they owe me money. Samantha owes me $500 previous to this.
Shh. Just a second. I'm getting unsympathetic with you, sir.
Okay.
How much did the ring cost?
$42.95.
How much did you take out a loan on the car for?
I put $1,000 down. I had $1,000 cash in the bank, and I put down $32.95 that I borrowed from the bank.
Do you have the car?
Well, it's, yeah, repossessor has it in storage.
Okay, so you have the car.
I have the car because when she left the relationship in June, he stopped making payments.
On the car?
On the car.
I understand that, but the car, let's say this and the car are one and the same as far as the money is concerned.
Right.
So if you have the car, he gets to keep the ring. If you have the car...
Well, but there was more to it. When she left the house, he took all the furnishings.
Sit down. I'm not... Listen to me. Okay. Sit down. Listen. Sit down. Give him the ring. You people are playing with each other. You're not going to play with me. Okay, now you have the ring back. Now I get to the counterclaim. You lived in an apartment together.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You say in your counterclaim that you were being sued by the landlord for unpaid rent after you left that he should be responsible for, that you have paid. Can I see that you have paid money to the landlord? Are you on the lease?
Yes.
Good. How much did you pay?
I am making monthly payments.
In what amount?
I owe $100 a month for 12 months.
Because they evicted you, is that right? They evicted you, is that right?
No, ma'am.
That's what the manager said.
I'd already moved out. I mean, when they filed for that deal, I was already moving out. I was in the process of moving out. They were.
When was your lease up, sir?
I'd say probably June or July the lease was up.
Why do you think she should be responsible for this $1,200?
Not the total $1,200. I don't believe she's totally responsible for that. I mean, I feel I'm half responsible just as well as she.
Good, give me the ring back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The day that she came over, are you telling me that all the furniture was still in the apartment?
There was a majority of the furniture in the apartment.
I said, was all the furniture in the apartment?
I'd taken.
Be careful what you tell me.
And later today.
I paid her everything that she was owed.
That's not what you said here.
Well, maybe that's my wording and not your wording.
That's not what you say here, madam. I can read English. It's the first prerequisite for this job.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Derek Carnahan says ex-fiancée Samantha Parisi won't return the engagement ring. Samantha says Derek abused her and cheated on her.
You threw her out of the apartment.
No, I didn't totally throw her out.
Oh, yes, you did. That's what you said. That's what you swore to in your complaint. You said, I broke up with her and told her to leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when you moved into this apartment, who purchased the furniture?
It was mainly my furniture. It's my furniture. I purchased the furniture.
Show me.
There's nothing I can show you. I mean, I've got a list of furniture she's got, that she took, and I took some, and she took some. And we
She took some when she left?
Yes.
What did you take when you left?
A bag with about a week's worth of clothing in it and the clothes on my back.
What furniture did she take?
She's got the big screen TV. She's got the kitchen tables.
Just a second.
2 of them.
Did you take the big screen TV when you left?
Yes, I did take the TV.
What else?
DVD player, surround sound.
Was that left?
The DVD player was a gift from my mother for Christmas.
And the TV?
We had purchased that.
What else did you take?
All my daughter's belongings, her toys, everything of that nature.
Well, where was the child living?
The child was living with Linda.
So why shouldn't she take the child's toys?
She come and stayed with me, too. at given times. And, she took everything.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
Why did you leave the TV there when you moved out?
I didn't leave it out. She come over while I was gone and took all this stuff.
Just a second. The day that she came over with the landlord, are you telling me that all the furniture was still in the apartment?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
All of the furniture was still in the apartment?
There was a majority of the furniture in the apartment.
I said, was all the furniture in the apartment?
No, not all of it.
What had you taken out?
I'd taken...
Be careful what you tell me.
I'd taken my bedroom furniture.
So the bedroom furniture was gone. What else?
I believe the couch was gone.
So the living room furniture was gone. What else?
And that's about it. I took the couch, the recliner, and my bedroom furniture.
Who bought the couch?
I did.
Is that right?
The couch I do believe he paid for.
And the bedroom furniture?
My money also.
Is that right?
I've got the receipt here. It is in his name, but I have showing that the purchase was taken out of my personal checking account.
Can I see it?
Also, there's a mattress, a Serta pillow top mattress that my mother had purchased, and I don't have a receipt or anything on that. I have an estimate.
Is that right, sir?
She wrote a check for it, and I gave her the cash money.
Well, where did she get money to put in a checking account?
From me.
Only from you? You were the only one working?
Yes. At this time, she didn't work. She didn't work for over a year. I supported her and my daughter. She didn't go to school. She didn't work. She didn't do nothing.
Well, who took care of your daughter?
For a period of about 3 months, her mother was watching our daughter.
And what was she doing?
Nothing.
You mean that your daughter was living with her grandmother?
Yes, and Samantha did absolutely nothing.
Just a minute. Let me understand this. Baby was living with the grandmother.
Yes.
And she was living with you.
Yes.
And you permitted that?
I didn't want that, but at a particular time, my name wasn't on the birth certificate due to the help and coaching of Samantha's mother, Linda. So when Linda gets custody of my daughter, I went down to Oklahoma City and filed and put my name on the birth certificate to seek custody.
I have a question for you. Would you stand up, please? You turned the truck. We're getting back to the truck. You turned the truck into the bank.
Yes.
Do you have anything from the bank indicating that they are going to come against you or Mr. Carnahan for a bulk amount of money? Because I assume that they've sold the truck.
No, it's still in storage, and I do have
storage
the
with whom?
note that when they repossessed it, according to the law, they have to put it in storage for 10 or 15 days and give him the opportunity to pay the balance of the note.
And what's the balance of the note?
$2,600 and some odd dollars.
She gets the ring. Thank you very much. Listen to me. This is how this matter is resolved. Sell the ring. Pay off the car. Got it?
Yes.
Get your name out of anything that has to do with his loan. He may get the car because it's titled in his name. He may get it back. Your obligation is going to be over. Do you understand that, sir? You don't like it? That's too bad.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Derek Carnahan says ex-fiancée Samantha Parisi won't return the engagement ring. Samantha says Derek abused her and cheated on her.
If she sells the ring and gives the bank the money, you should be able to get the car back.
Well, the police have called her and told her they were going to press criminal felony charges if she didn't return the car, and she said...
You should have made the payment, sir. You brought it on by yourself. You're a smart aleck. Should have made the payments, then she wouldn't have had any excuse whatsoever to have the truck repossessed. Clear? Good. I'm not getting into your furniture. It's far too complicated and really very unimportant. You left last summer. If the furniture wasn't so important to you last summer, it shouldn't be important to you this spring. Do you understand? But I don't believe that you should be responsible for rent on the apartment, because he threw you out of the apartment. He told you to leave. On your counterclaim, I'm giving you a judgment of $1,200. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He made my life miserable, which resulted in using drugs, and I became a codependent.
She was the only one issued a drug rehabilitation, so she's got the drug problem, not me.
He's a liar. My daughter does not even visit him. She's not allowed to see him.
I've got to hire an attorney and seek legal advice and have a paternity test done. You know, it's going to cost me a couple $1,000s, you know.
He went out, he and his friends, and had a sexual encounter with a woman, and then her life really spiraled.
It's obvious her mom coaches her through pretty much everything. I mean, this is, you know, her 6th marriage, so she's pretty in tune on how the legal system works.
He's abusive and he's crazy. He's got major issues.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Real versus Morris. Step forward, please.
21-year-old child care provider Chandra Real is suing her former employer, waitress Regina Morris, for unpaid babysitting fees and for defamation of character. Chandra says Regina is accusing her of being a marijuana smoker.
Ms. Real, according to your complaint, this is your mother?
Yes, this is.
Mother, the defendant, live in the same complex, and you were asked to do some babysitting for Miss Morris. You were supposed to be paid $20 a night. She was waitressing at night, and you were staying with her children. You did that for a while, and then, according to you, she stopped paying you the $20.
Yes.
You continued to work for her, according to you, for about 13 days.
Yes.
And she didn't pay you.
Yes.
When you complained about her not paying you, you finally stopped babysitting for her. She posted a very derogatory letter about you.
Yes.
And Ms. Morris says that she paid you everything that she was supposed to pay you, and that everything she wrote in that letter was true. When did you start babysitting for her?
Approximately May 2004.
And when did you stop babysitting for her?
July 14, 2004.
When did she stop paying you?
She stopped paying me on June 22nd, 2004.
Did she tell you why?
No, she just told me every morning that she would pay me, and she no longer started to pay me.
Now tell me about this libel that you allege.
She left a note on my door saying that she doesn't pay sitters who smoke pot.
May I see the letter that she put on your door?
Yes, you may.
Did you send her a statement?
Yes, I did.
And what kind of statement?
It was just the days that she did not pay me.
Can I see the statement?
That I will file in small claims court if I didn't hear anything.
So I have a copy of what she sent to you, Miss Morris. And your response to her a few days later is interesting. You don't deny that you owe her the money.
I paid her everything that she was owed.
No, that's not what you say in here.
I'm a waitress.
Listen
and
to
she was
me.
always paid
That's not what
daily.
you say here. You say, first, you need to learn how to add. Second, I don't pay sitters who smoke pot while they watch my child. Then you say, also, at Hunter's birthday party, you had 2 children you were watching. You didn't help me. And then you say to her, provide a copy of our contract. Also, since you seem to be claiming this as income, I'm forwarding you a 1099. So, listen to me very carefully, Miss Morris. I read your answer. Your answer says I don't owe her any money. I paid her, which is what you just started to tell me.
I paid.
And I'm telling you.
I didn't pay
I know,
her
so I'm
for
speaking.
the swim party.
I'm speaking, and I'm telling you that if I received this, which is a statement of account, to which you refer in your letter, I would write, Sandra, according to my records, I paid you each time you babysat for my children. 2, the only thing I did not pay you for was the birthday party because you brought 2 other children and you didn't watch my child.
That's right.
That's not what you said here.
Well, maybe that's my wording and not your wording.
That's not what you say here, madam. I can read English. It's the first prerequisite for this job. What it says is, I don't pay sitters who smoke pot.
Right.
What does that have to do with not paying her for the birthday party?
Because she didn't do anything at the birthday party.
That's just to say you're talking apples and oranges.
Well, you just said what does it have to do with the birthday party? I'm explaining.
You know, it doesn't. Because in your answer, you don't say that she was smoking pot at the birthday party. You say you weren't paying her for the birthday party because she was watching 2 children. These are 2 separate paragraphs. 1, 2. Second paragraph, you refer to not paying her at the birthday party because she didn't do anything. First paragraph says, I don't pay people who smoke pot.
You're right, and she padded her bill. I mean, she added on things. She made it this big old bill that should never be, and she even admitted to me that it was because she had to make a payment to her probation officer when she was in trouble for credit card
You're lying.
fraud.
You're lying. Listen to me. You're lying.
No, I am not lying.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't think so.
This is your handwriting, and common sense usually prevails in a court. Common sense would suggest that if someone sent you a claim letter and you chose to respond to it, you would state first, I do not owe you any money because I paid you. And not one place here did you say that. 2 sides. Not one place here did you say that. So I find that you're lying and you owe $260. Now, the question is, where was this placed?
My mother found it underneath the doormat, where any of the neighbors could have read it.
But
I
nobody,
do not know who read it.
there is no, you have no proof that anybody did read it.
No, I do not.
Fine, then that's not libel. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
It has to be published.
Yes.
And it was not published. So she owes you $260 judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Wynn. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies have seats.
Miss Austin, the defendant is your former boyfriend, according to the complaint that I've read, and you lived together for a period of time. Is that right?
That's correct.
According to you, you had an argument with him. During that argument, he assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
Later, he went out and vandalized your car, destroyed your property that was inside your house, then came back into your house at a later date, broke into your house, destroyed some more property. Mr. Wynn says that he never assaulted you. As a matter of fact, you assaulted him, that you destroyed your own property, vandalized your own car because you had a hissy fit, and he doesn't owe you a dime. Is that right, sir?
Just about right.
I didn't ask you anything yet.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Austin, how long did you live together?
We lived together for about 8 months.
Did he move into your house, or did you move into his, or did you take a place together?
Well, the lease was in my name, but he moved in with me at the same time as I moved in.
When did you have this argument?
The argument started November 26th on our way home from work.
Okay, well, what happened on the 26th of November?
We were on our way home from picking up the kids from school, and we were talking, and we
Well, were you on the way home from work or school?
Well, we was on our way home from work, but on the way home from work, we pick up the children from daycare and from my sister's house.
Whose children?
My children, my 2 sons.
Were they in the car when you had this argument?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
4 and 7.
What was the argument about?
Well, we were having a discussion, and Mr. Wynn stated that I looked old. From that discussion, it
Well, what did
became
he
an argument.
say? I want to hear what he said.
Well, he said that when he met me that I looked old. He was attracted to older women. When he met me, that was one of his attractions because I looked old at the time that he met me.
That's not true. That's not how it actually went.
Okay, and
Okay.
go ahead. So, and you said?
From that, I got offended, and we started having an argument about that.
Well, tell me what you said to him.
Well, I told him that, well, at first I didn't say anything, and then I told him that I didn't know that he thought that I looked old, and I did take offense to him saying that.
You weren't speaking the same way you're speaking to me now.
No, ma'am.
You were screaming at each other.
Not at that point, we weren't screaming at each other. We didn't, the screaming didn't actually start until we got to our home.
And what was the screaming about?
Well, this argument progressed on, so we started discussing other things like financial, him not being able to support our home financially and different things like that. And Mr. Wynn then left the house in my vehicle, and when he left, he stayed gone like 2 hours. When he returned, he laid his keys on the table and went to the bathroom. When he laid his keys on the table, I went to get my car key off of his key ring. He then came out of the bathroom, and it admits into a struggle. He tried to take the keys away from me, and I wouldn't give him the keys. So at that time, he then punched me in the stomach and then the back of the head, and I fell on the floor. Okay. At that time, he punched me in the stomach and the back of the head, and I fell on the floor.
Where were your children?
They were in their bedrooms asleep.
But then they woke up.
Right. My younger son woke up. At that time, when he punched me in the stomach and the back of the head, I tried to call the police, so I reached for the phone. At the time, Mr. Wynn grabbed the phone and ripped the phone lines out of the wall. I got up and tried to go into the kitchen and use the phone as well. He ripped that one and the phone in the children's room out of the wall as well.
Let me see the police report. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Wynn then left out of the door and went outside and started to remove items from my vehicle that he had placed on there.
Like what?
Like lights. He puts neon lights on the vehicle and different things like that. And I went out the back door and ran down the street to the payphone to call 911. When I returned, Mr. Wynn was already gone with both sets of keys to our house and my car, and had locked my sons inside of my apartment.
So what did you do?
The police came. When the police came, they helped me beat on the door, and my 7-year-old son woke up and came and opened the door for us to get in.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Let's see. Okay, go ahead.
About 3 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Wynn returned to our residence. He came in and he went to my children's room because that's where he kept a basket with some of his clothing in it. So when I went in the room, I told him he was not going to take the car again. At that time, he informed me that his mother was outside of our home waiting for him. So I told him, since it was 3 o'clock in the morning and want to wake the children, I would help him move his things out. So I started taking things out to his mother's car. She had her trunk open of her car, and I started putting things in there. At that time, Mr. Wynn went into my apartment and started throwing things out of the apartment, like my dolphin. I collect dolphin figurines. He threw them out. The children had 2 small betta fish, and they had 2 little separate tanks. He threw those out the front door and killed both of the fish. He took a hammer, my hammer, and burst my 10-gallon fish tank. I had an Oscar fish in it. He took a hammer and burst the fish tank, ruined the carpet in the living room, and glass was everywhere. And so I took and ran up the hill and back down to the corner and used the payphone again to call 911.
You have another police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
This police report is of another incident. That one, the first one that you have, states that they came back a second time.
This is from another incident?
Yes.
When was this?
I left town on that same day and went to my hometown. Stayed gone for about 3 days. When I returned, Mr. Wynn had broken into my apartment because I had the locks changed before I left and ruined several things, taken several things, jewelry, different things like that from my apartment while I was out of town. He had poured pills in my sink in my bathroom, broken glass in my bathtub.
Now I'll hear you, Mr. Wynn.
Actually, I'm going to start from the beginning just like she did. The ride home, we was having a mutual conversation. She basically said, you thought I was some young girl, this and that and that and this. I said, no, I thought you were older. Then she said, what does that mean? I said, you could take it or leave it how you want it. She kind of got offended by it or whatever. Basically said nothing the rest of the ride home. When we get to the house...
I'd like you to look at me when you're speaking.
When we get to the house, she basically brings up the incident again. So you think... What she said...
look at me, right here.
She said... I'm trying to breathe. She said that you offended me. She said you offended me when you called me old. I said I did not call you old. And she was like, well, you need to apologize. I said, I'm not apologizing because I did not call you old. She basically told me I would be sorry. So I got offended by that. You know what I'm saying? Took a shower, and I planned on going to sleep after that. She came yanking covers off of me, telling me that I need to get up, do this, do that. And I told her, I said, I'm not finna talk to you to be arguing with you, so I'm finna go.
So you told her you were leaving?
Yes.
And you left?
I left.
And how did you go?
I left as, you know, like any normal, I wasn't mad.
No, did you leave in her car?
It was, you know, at that time, what's mine is yours and yours is mine. That's how we had it.
What did you have? Shh, listen to me.
I'm sorry.
What did you have?
At that time?
Did you have an apartment?
No.
Did you have a car?
No.
So what did you bring to the table?
I brought whatever, you know, at that time I provided.
That's a reasonable question. Why are you looking like that? It's a reasonable question.
Right.
What did you bring to the table? What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine, is what you're saying.
Right. And, you know, it's basically...
Right, that's what I thought you were saying.
Whenever we needed anything in the apartment or anything like that, I would either get it or she would get it or we'd go together and get
All
it.
I asked you was, what was it that you brought? She had the home, she had the car. What did you bring?
I went half with her on the deposit, half with her on the rent, and whatever other bills we did. So that's how it basically was. It's like we went half and half on everything.
So you left in her car?
Right.
And what happened when you came back?
When I found out she wasn't asleep, I seen she was trying to take keys out the key ring, to the car, and also at the time I thought the apartment too. And I tried to take the keys from her. You see what I'm saying? And at that time she punched me.
That's not true.
Don't interrupt him.
She punched me 2 times, and I reacted in punching her.
We're going to go through this carefully.
Okay.
She's taking the keys off the ring.
Right.
You come into the room.
Right.
You go over to her.
Okay. The way she had the keys,
in her hand.
My key ring has like a little long thingy on it. I reached out and grabbed it. I basically put them on the couch, in the back of the couch, turned my back towards her. At that time, that's when I was punched. And when I was punched, I turned around and punched her.
Show me how you were punched.
She punched me like, you know, it was 2 hits. And it was more like a, you know what I'm saying? It was 2 hits, just that quick. And just as quick as she hit me, I hit her back.
Mm-hmm. Now what happened next, sir?
I really vaguely don't remember how we ended up outside. But when I ended up outside, she told me to get all my stuff out the car. You know, all the stuff that I put on the car, take it off. She jumps in the car, I jumps in the car. She yanking lights off and everything on the inside of the car because I had the neons on the inside of the car. I said, just let me take them off. When I get my tools out the trunk of the car, she's telling me she's going to call the police or whatever.
So you're telling me she's vandalizing her own car?
At that time, yes.
I don't think I believe that.
That's not true.
I don't think I believe that. I may believe some of the things that you tell me, but I don't believe that she's vandalizing her own car, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
That's a lie, Your Honor. She came and got all her stuff. Her sister even took her.
If you say one more thing to me without my looking at you, then I'm going to grant a petition. Do you understand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Aisha Austin claims ex-boyfriend Marcus Wynn destroyed her belongings out of rage. Marcus says the rage was mutual.
I want to know what you did with her son's fish. Look at my eyes.
Okay. I went in the house and I went inside the room to gather some clothes because I wasn't planning on staying for the rest of that week.
The fish.
Right. I'm getting to that part.
Get there.
Okay. When she noticed I was trying to leave, she started grabbing my dishes and, like she said, throwing them in the back of my mom's car and was breaking them at the same time. I kind of got agitated and I started throwing her stuff out. She started throwing stuff of mine out. I started just picking up stuff and going crazy myself. I took the fish, threw them around, went across the fish tank with a hammer. And that's just plain and simple.
Got there. Then there came a time when you came back to the house.
Correct.
But she had changed the locks.
Right.
The lease wasn't in your name.
Right.
So you broke into the house.
Right.
You can't do that, Mr. Wynn. Now, I'm not saying that Miss Austin didn't lose her temper. Miss Austin.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe you probably lost your temper a little bit. That be a fair statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Ones I feel most sorry for are those two little children who are in the house, seeing the two adults that they supposedly look up to acting like a bunch of school children, fighting with each other, screaming, yelling, killing their pets. You should both feel terrible about that.
I do.
What? No, you didn't. If you did, then you
Not
would-
at that time I didn't, but, you know, once I sat down and thought about it, I did.
Can I see an estimate on the car, please?
I don't have the estimate.
Well, how am I supposed to determine how much it'll cost to fix the car?
Well, when I went to get the estimate done, the shop was already closed, the service department, so I wasn't able to get the estimate done.
So what does he owe you money for?
The
Fish,
debt.
for sure.
He took a lot of things from my apartment. I have that on the paper as well. He has not returned anything that he's taken.
Like what?
Jewelry, different.
What kind of jewelry?
I have a herringbone chain, a rope chain.
Did you take any jewelry from her house?
Yes.
Oh, it's not an answer.
Yes, I did.
Where is it?
Where is it? It's at my mom's house as of now.
All the jewelry is to be returned to her within 5 days.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm awarding you $250, which you're going to use to go out and refurbish a fish tank for the children. Yourself, get the children. You should write them a note of apology.
Well, I kind of planned on talking to them face to face and letting them know how much of, you know, apology I would like to give them.
5 days. I'll prepare an order. All the jewelry goes back to her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just feel like it got out of control that night, and it's something that shouldn't have happened at all.
Man, you'd thought we was at WWF Wrestling.
The best way to handle it is just to have left it alone in the beginning.
It was just like a mad man and a mad woman going at each other.
I'd like to get my life back on track.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bryce versus Cooper. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Twyla Bryce is suing her ex-roommate, mortgage processor Luann Cooper, for the return of property, unpaid rent, and assault, and for filing false charges with police.
Miss Bryce, tell me very, very quickly. You think that the defendant owes you some money. You were her roommate. You claim she had you evicted, kept some of your property. You want her to reimburse you for a whole bunch of things, a TV that she kept, some pain and suffering because she had you falsely arrested, a whole bunch of other stuff. She says she has none of your stuff. Right?
No, that's not correct. She did not get arrested.
Just a
I don't have
second.
any of her stuff.
You say you have none of her stuff.
None of her stuff.
Perfect.
She came
Good.
with all her stuff.
Shh. So, I have other things to do.
Hi, how you doing? First of all, it's an honor to meet you. You have to bear with me.
Just tell me.
I just got over a cold. So
Tell me what she owes you money for.
back rent. When I first moved in with Cooper, we was going half and half. We were supposed to become roommates, $5.10 apiece. When I moved in with her, she did not tell me to the last minute that she had got fired from her job, and she didn't have a $300 towards the rent.
So she owes you $200 towards rent.
$210.
Okay, just a second. Let me deal with this. And what month was that in?
This was in July when I moved in with her.
Okay. Did you ever take $200 from her for rent?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, and I paid her back.
Okay.
As soon as I got a job, like a week later, I got a job and I paid her back. Cause see, she didn't actually she didn't have the money. She borrowed it from her sister.
Okay,
And I
so
had to
you
pay her
gave her
sister
back.
back. I didn't even pay her. I paid her sister back.
You paid her sister?
Yeah, because it was her money.
Perfect. You have your sister here? Did she give you back the money?
She gave me back $200
Good.
not for
Perfect.
July.
Perfect. Good. She gave you back $200. What's next, Miss Bryce?
Okay. In August, Luann Cooper was fired again from another job. I had to put the whole rent, which was
That's a lie. That's a lie, Your
$1,085.
Honor. That's a lie. I did not get fired from my job, and she left in August.
Just a second.
October, excuse me.
Could we get to what
mean,
we're talking? Could you be quiet, please? Because I'm not spending more than another 5 minutes on this case.
Excuse
me, Your Honor.
Listen! Your complaint talks about you getting evicted from the house, a false restraining order. You and your daughter were forced to leave the house, and that she kept your television, she kept a telephone, and a blanket belonging to your daughter.
And a pillow.
Doesn't say anything about a pillow here.
That's a lie, Your Honor. She came and got all her stuff. Her sister even took her.
If you say one more thing
Got her
to
to
me
my
without my looking at you, then I'm going to grant her petition. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Say nothing until I look at your direction and ask you a question. We understand each other?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, Tell me about the 4th of September when she had you evicted.
Okay, we had gave a party. Me and her birthday. My birthday was on the 1st. Hers was on the 2nd of September. Miss Cooper had been up previously almost a week.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We started partying on your birthday. So it was what, the 2nd? When
Miss Cooper, you didn't pay attention. Do you understand? If a court makes a statement, and if then I go back on it, everybody thinks the court system doesn't mean what it says. Now, did I tell you fairly, give you fair notice, that if you interrupt again, I'm going to grant her claim whether it is legitimate or not? Did I say that to you?
Yeah, you did.
And did you say I understood it?
Yeah.
And did you do it again? Did you do it
Your
again?
Honor, is just that she's lying, and I just can't let
Judgment
her
for
lie.
the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Rochelle, you were the caregiver for the defendant's grandmother.
Yes, ma'am.
Who passed away on the 31st?
24th of January.
24th of January. It is your claim that the defendant slandered you by claiming that you took some money that you shouldn't have, that was her grandmother's money.
Yes.
I think that was in Social Security checks, that because she said that you had taken those checks and you weren't authorized to at that time, the money was taken out of your account, causing other checks that you wrote to bounce. So what you're suing her for is $5,000 for the aggravation that you had and the bounce check fees, etc., and also for slandering you.
Yes.
Ms. Martin is going to explain to me what happened. She says that this whole thing is really about an insurance policy that you had on the life of her grandmother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let me try to place this in perspective. Okay. Ms. Rochelle, when did you start to act as the caregiver for Miss Martin's grandmother?
In May of 1999.
What was wrong with her grandmother?
She couldn't walk very well due to rheumatoid arthritis, and she's a diabetic also, so she didn't get around very well.
Was your grandfather alive at the time?
In 99, yes, he was.
So were you caring for both of
I
them?
cared for him also, yes.
Were you living in or just...
Yes, I was to live in.
Who hired you?
I wasn't really hired. I come here, they were my godparents. I moved here from Kansas City because I was here in December prior to May of 1999.
Oh, so you knew that they were your godparents?
Yes, I knew them,
I
yes.
didn't realize that.
So when I got there in December and saw what condition they were living in, I mean, adults, people shouldn't have to live like that. So when I went back home, I couldn't rest, so I came back out to try to get their home and get them in living condition, and I was going to go back home. I figured everybody else would take care of them. It didn't happen, so I was here till they both died.
So your grandfather died first?
Yes, he had Alzheimer's and other conditions.
So he had Alzheimer's?
Yes.
But not her grandmother?
No.
She just had physical problems?
Physical problems. She was very strong mentally.
Okay. And it was agreed that the Social Security checks were to be direct deposited into your account?
Well, it was agreed that that's how she would pay me, yes.
So she was paying you?
Yeah, the last year, the first 2 years I worked for, took care of her and Mr. Spivey with no pay.
How much was she paying you?
June of 2002, she started paying me $1,100 a month. But prior to that, she wasn't paying me anything.
Just a second. Now, was that $1,100 her Social Security check?
Yes.
Now, when did you leave the employ of, what was your grandmother's name?
Mrs. Alberta Spivey.
When did you leave Miss Spivey's employ?
I came home one Friday evening, and she explained to me that Monday, which would be the 28th, that she would be going to the hospital and from there to a nursing home.
Okay. Now, that you claim that she told somebody at the bank that you had stolen money or taken money. What money?
I have an affidavit with a check that Miss Martin accused me of stealing, which was a check that I received every month for Mrs. Spivey. For Mrs. Spivey.
What month?
November 1st.
Well, you weren't in her employ in November.
But she still expected me to take care of her. I was her sole provider.
No. She left on October 28th. November
Yes.
1st. You got the check. It should have been returned. Is that the check we're talking
No,
about?
the arrangement we made was that when Mrs. Spivey came to me in April of 2002, she didn't pay me for April. So when she left, by her not giving me a 30-day notice, I was supposed to keep November's payment also. That's the arrangement we made.
That's hearsay, madam. If she left your home on October 28th,
okay,
and if Miss Martin complained that you had taken November's check and appropriated it for yourself, and it was a Social Security check, then she didn't slander you. Is that the check you're complaining about?
Well, Mrs. Martin had no arrangement with Mrs. Spivey's and I arrangement, you know. I mean, there's no written document saying I get this every month, I do that. You know, I cast a check, she'll give me what she
Well,
wanted.
if there's no written document, then you can't take her Social Security. Her Social Security goes to her. So if that's what you're complaining about, Miss Rochelle, your complaint is falling on deaf ears. She says that this is all about an insurance policy, and I'm sort of curious about that insurance policy. When did Miss Spivey take out an insurance policy naming you as beneficiary?
She had the insurance policy in 2001, but when she came to live with me, she complained the whole time. We talked previously on the phone.
Just
all the
answer
time.
my questions. You can't tell me what she said to you. She's not here.
August, I believe, of 2002.
August of 2002, she changed the insurance policy, making you the beneficiary.
Yes.
Who had previously been the beneficiary?
Her daughter in Topeka, Kansas.
And where did she go when she changed the insurance policy? Did she go to somebody's office, or did somebody come to her?
The insurance agent, which is present here in the court, he came to our home and took out the policy.
Who was the insurance agent?
Mr. Harvey.
Step up, please. Your last name is Harvey?
Yes.
May I interject for a moment, sir?
Yes.
The insurance policy prior to August 20th had lapsed. So a new application was issued August 20th, 2002, and this is the application to which plaintiff is referring.
So in August, when you came to the house, sir, she did not have insurance.
Correct.
Had you been Miss Spivey's insurance agent previously on the old policy?
No.
And when you came to the house, you wrote up another insurance policy and named a different beneficiary. Is that correct?
Well,
Is that correct, that you wrote up another policy with a new beneficiary?
Correct.
Just answer my question.
Well, I didn't know who the first beneficiary was.
Who determined, Ms. Martin, that the signature on this new policy was not your grandmother's signature?
The policy issued in August 20th, 2002 is her signature. The policy was amended in November. That is the signature my mother and I have disputed with Guarantee Life Insurance. That is not her signature.
What do you mean the policy was amended in November?
Okay.
Was the policy amended in November?
It was increased.
From what to what?
10 to 15,000.
November what?
About mid-month.
I have the
Who
exact
called
date, Your
you
Honor.
to increase the policy?
Miss Rochelle.
Miss Rochelle, who is no longer taking care of Miss Spivey. Is that right?
I was taking care of Miss Spivey. I was
No,
running
she-
back and forth to the nursing home taking care of her. Yes, I was.
On November 8th, she was not in the nursing home. She was at Brotman Medical Center.
Well, I was out there also. Records can show that, too.
But also, Your Honor, this policy is a joint whole life policy with my uncle and my grandmother. My uncle was incarcerated through at least January 19th, 2003. His signature also appears on both applications. I don't see how that's possible.
I don't know either, but are you still in litigation with regard to that second policy?
We were told by Guarantee that the policy would not be paid. so
And it
we
has
have-
not been paid, is that right?
Yes.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
He just all of a sudden starts shaking the car, pushing it back and forth. Then he just swan dives on top of my roof. And I said, I'm gonna call the cops. He says, you want me off your car? Come down here and make me get off your car.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Caregiver Dorothy Rochelle claims her deceased client's granddaughter, Joyce Martin, falsely accused her of stealing. Joyce says Dorothy took out a life insurance policy on her grandmother.
All right, not so hard. Miss Rochelle, you had no right to keep in your account Miss Spivey's Social Security check for the month of November of 2002. You were no longer taking care of her. The $1,100 was to provide for her care. She was either in a hospital or she was in a nursing home during the month of November. Both of those facilities were entitled to a piece of her Social Security check, not you. Ms. Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
She has a very simplistic lawsuit here. Her lawsuit says that you accused her of stealing money, of using money that she wasn't entitled to.
Correct.
And I've just told her that she wasn't entitled to that money that she had in her bank account. Okay. And that if, because of your complaint, that money was withdrawn from her bank account and she suffered damages because other checks bounced, that's too bad.
That's correct.
Too bad. She had no right to keep that money. It was a Social Security check. I've answered you. You had no right to keep the money. You may disagree with me. That's your problem. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You step out.
I took care of this woman, grandmother and grandfather, for 4 years. She was too good to take care of them.
The package I brought with me today are the remains of my grandmother.
That she got the audacity to take me to court when she never came around.
I had her here for moral support today.
She had her girlfriends and everything she's sleeping laying up with, but she couldn't take care of her grandmother. I did it, put my life on hold, and I'm the bad guy now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Massey versus Walker, step forward, please.
19-year-old student Katrina Massey is suing her former neighbor, 21-year-old student Austin Walker, for damaging her car when he jumped on the roof.
Miss Massey, the defendant was an acquaintance or a friend of yours, and you claim that he was acting like an idiot and a fool and dented your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Jumping up and down on your car. So why don't you tell me when this happened and tell me what happened?
This happened on May 7th of 2003. What happened was I was inside of my apartment complex in which we share the same apartment complex. I stay on the third floor.
You're on the third floor, he's on the...
On the lower level, right beside my car. Yes, ma'am. And so he calls me, he and his roommate called me to the window of my apartment, which is my bedroom. So I go to the window, we start having a regular conversation like any other, and I do know him.
What time is this?
Like around 7 o'clock.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're having a conversation, and then all of a sudden he starts like joking about my car. My car is small, and he starts joking about my car, and then he just starts shaking the car. And I'm like, what are you doing?
What is he saying about your car?
Just about, how small it is, and look at this little car, and such and such and such. And he's always done little ignorant stuff and say little ignorant jokes to get my attention, because he does like me.
Because he's ignorant.
And he is. And so, he does little stuff like that to get my attention. For instance, there has been times where he and his roommate both...
I don't want to hear about
Okay.
other times. Let's just stick to it. I have enough trouble dealing with this time.
Okay, well, so then anyway, he's talking about the car, and then he just all of a sudden starts shaking the car.
How was he shaking it?
Beside it, pushing it back and forth, rocking the car.
Where were his hands when he was rocking?
On the rim, like where the door would close at the top of the roof, right here. Like this, where the glass would be right here, and his hands were on the top of the roof.
So how is he pushing the car? Is he pushing the car up and down, or...?
Pushing it, shaking it. His roommate was on the other side, which was the driver's side, with his hands in the same position, so the car was rocking back and forth. So then he continues to laugh and joke, and, I'm like, get off my car, stop playing with my car. Then he just swan dives on top of my roof. So I'm like, what are you doing? Ha 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 ha, laughing and joking, whatever, with his roommate going back and forth. I got upset and started cursing. Then we get into an argument. He jumps off the car and does it again, like that, on top of my roof again. So then we have another argument. I said, I'm going to call the cops. Oh, I don't give a, cursing and everything. Call the cops. Call the cops. I don't care. He says, you want me off your car? Come down here and make me get off your car. So then I went downstairs. He was still laying on the roof of my car. I said, if you don't get off the car, I'm going to get in it and pull off. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead.
Is that what she did? She got in the car and drove off with you on top of the car?
No, I wasn't on top of her car.
Oh, okay.
He was on top of my car, Your Honor. And then I got in the car. I cranked it up. He's still laying on the car. I told him again, Austin, get off of my car. I'm not getting off the car. Make me get off the car. So I pressed the gas. As soon as I drove and he jumped off the car, I drove off.
Okay. Can I see pictures of the car, please?
Yes, ma'am. The first picture is to show you how small the car really is compared to my height and his. Then there's pictures of the dents. There's pictures of the windshield guard that was ripped off. And there was also pictures of his handprints on top of my car, in which they're huge, so you can tell they're not my handprints at all. And when I realized that my windshield guard was broken off, I came back to the apartment complex and told him, look what you did to my car. He and his roommate...
What's this mark here?
His handprints.
This?
Look. That was paint that was already gone. That was gone before he touched the car.
Right, I didn't think, because it looks rusted.
Yeah, that was already gone.
Okay, now let me hear your version, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Well, my roommate had picked me up from work earlier that day, and we came home. We were outside talking, like we usually do sometimes before just going in the house, and we were dribbling the basketball. And we were outside talking, and then a familiar voice from upstairs comes out screaming, "What are you guys doing out there?" She always talked to us from the third window before, nothing different. So we're dribbling the ball, and our roommate was dribbling the ball, and it got away from him, and it went over by her car. And that's when she was like, "You guys better stay away from my car." And I said, "No, the ball's not gonna do anything to your car." So we started talking back and forth again, and this time we were sitting there, we were actually talking to her through the window still. And since she came downstairs and we were outside, and my roommate My roommate was sitting by her car, and we were sitting by
Don't close your eyes, sir. Keep
my roommate
them
was
open.
sitting by her car. His car was parked right next to her, so we're in between his car and her car. And she's still saying, don't sit around my car. So it comes to the fact that I stood behind her car, my roommate stood in front of her car. And she said, you guys get away from my car, I'm going to pull off and I'm going to hit one of you.
When did she come downstairs? She's up on the 3rd floor.
She came downstairs while we were still dribbling the ball. She came down, just got out the window. Next thing you know, she was downstairs talking to us. So we were downstairs and we were talking still, and she tried to get in her car, and she was going to back up and hit my roommate. He got out the way. She pulled out like she still was going to hit him. Then when she went to go hit him, she was pumping her brakes, like, you know, stopping, like she was going to hit him so he can get out the way. That's when I went to the side of her car and started rocking her car back and forth. At this time, her car...
With her in it?
With her in it, yes. The plastic strip that protected the window
What
seal...
were you rocking her car for?
Because she was trying to hit my roommate, and I was just trying
Well, he can move pretty fast, can't you?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you rocking her car for?
I was rocking her car basically to get her attention because she was about to hit my roommate.
She wasn't going to hit your roommate. Even he wasn't worried. He could just take a step, right, sir?
I don't know about a step, but
You could get...
I could have died.
Sure you could, right, Mr. Walker?
Probably not. She was pretty close. He's not that fast.
Looks pretty fast to me. He was playing basketball with you, wasn't he?
We were just dribbling the ball. We weren't actually playing.
Was he dribbling it standing still, or was he
Yes.
moving around?
Just dribbling and standing still.
Mr. Walker.
It's possible. You just dribble the ball and stand still.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
So you start rocking her car back and forth.
And
now,
the
where
pla-
were you just a second. Where were you holding on to the car when you were rocking it back and forth?
Or she sat at the seal at the top, rocking it back and forth like this. And then that's when the plastic strip came off. She said, "Oh, you broke my car. You know, I'm going to make you pay for that if you don't fix it." So I popped it back into place for her. So at this time, she pulled off, parked again, got out the car, said, "Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to pick up my boyfriend." So we stayed outside for another half hour talking. She rolled back up and said that how the piece fell off on the highway and I was going to pay for it. And then at that time, she said, "Well, it costs $113. Now it's a piece you can get at AutoZone for $15. And so I said I wasn't going to pay for it. So I'm not paying for that. So I went in the house, went about my business.
Okay. Step up. Tell me your name.
Alonzo Frank.
Tell me your story.
I had went and picked my roommate up from work, and we came home, and we was outside just talking. I was just standing around dribbling the basketball, and he's like, "Pass it to him." So I passed it, and it got away from me. Like, I passed it a little too hard, and it rolled by his car. And that's when she came to the window, and she was like, "Y'all need to stay away from my car. Stop playing around my car." And we was like, "We're not playing around your car. Nobody's going to hurt your car." And later on, she came down, and she was just like, "I need to get away from my car before I hit y'all with it."
Why would she say that if you weren't near her car? Maybe she was hallucinating. You think so?
Maybe.
You have a crush on her?
Not at all.
Little one?
Not at all.
Mr. Walker, you can't put your hands on other people's property. Even according to your own testimony, you put your hands on her car and you rocked her car back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that there was no basis for you to do that because all your friend had to do was step out of the way. And you did that because you were being a wise guy. She got a little dent on the top of her car. A little piece came off of her car. It's not a big deal. It's going to cost a few $100s to fix it, if she's going to fix it at all. She certainly didn't fix the rust spots that were there for a much longer period of time, right?
It was there when I bought the car.
And you certainly didn't fix it, right?
I don't work, so.
So I don't know how much this little dent that's on the hood of the car is going to trouble
There's
you.
some
In any
from
event,
the
you should be
Mazda
able to get the whole thing fixed for about $350, and that's what I'm awarding you, because you can't put your hands on somebody else's property, sir.
Do
you understand?
I do understand that,
Judgment
ma'am.
for the plaintiff in the amount of $350, that's all.
Parties are executed. Now on count in the matter of Leyva versus Cordova. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Cordova is your former husband. You have 3 children.
Yes.
I gather 2 of those children were born during the course of your marriage. Is that right?
Yes.
And then you divorced in 2000.
Yes.
Got back together again, didn't remarry, but had another child.
Yes.
It is your claim, Miss Leyva, that your former husband deceived you and that he convinced you to relocate to New Mexico.
Yes.
He convinced you to relocate to New Mexico because he said he had a job there and you were going to be a family there. You left your home, broke your lease, took your kids out of school, moved from where to New Mexico?
From Denver, Colorado to Albuquerque.
And Mr. Cordova was supposed to join you. Instead, he stayed in Colorado
That's where I live.
and married somebody else.
Yes.
So you want him to pay all your expenses, moving expenses, you have no job, you quit your job, Mr. Cordova says that he never told you to move to New Mexico. You moved to New Mexico because you wanted to be near your father. And he never had intentions of relocating.
No, I didn't.
Okay. When was your third child born, Mr. Cordova?
July of 2001.
And after you and Miss Leyva were divorced, did you ever resume living together?
Yes.
When?
About January of 2001.
And how long did you stay together?
October of last year.
I moved out December 1st.
Why did you move out?
I met him when I was 15. It's been it's been a mess since then. I loved him, he loved me, but we never could get ourselves to get together, to be together. So after this time, I moved out. I got my own place. I had a very good job that I loved.
Just a second. So you moved out in December 2003 because you decided that you didn't want to be married to him or together as a couple anymore.
Yeah.
Well, something changed evidently at some point. When was that?
In May, he called and asked, it was my birthday in May, he told me that he had tickets to the De La Hoya fight if I wanted to go. So I agreed and I went.
How long did you go away for?
The weekend.
Who watched the children?
My mother. And then we came home and, we were friends and stuff. In July, my father came out and it was a mess because we put our kids through ridiculous stuff. I mean,
it's clear to me that you did.
Yeah. My daughter's 10 years old. She's supposed to be in the 5th grade. I held her back. She's in 4th grade now. She's just struggling. She's at a 1st grade level. It's bad. And my father came down and met with Larry. They talked first, and then I came later on that day. I was crying, and I told him, Larry, if you do not want this, if you are not sure, please don't do this because...
Don't do what? I haven't heard about him doing anything.
Well, he was talking about me and him getting back together.
That was in July?
Yes. We had talked about before us moving to a different state and not knowing a new start, and we can try stuff over and just work on our family.
Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
No. You never had that discussion
Her father did come down to talk to me.
And what did he say to you?
He said
Is this
that,
her father?
Yes. He
said that he's going to tell me what he said too. What do you say he said to you, sir?
He said that he found a house for Michelle and my kids, and that Michelle wanted to go out there and live with him, and she's been wanting to move out there, and I knew that. That's not something that I wanted to do. I was already in a relationship with somebody else. They asked me if I wanted to.
Well, when did you start a relationship with somebody else?
In July.
So between May and July, you met somebody else?
Correct.
Did you tell that to your former wife?
No.
Shh.
Did I tell her I met somebody else?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You did?
Yes.
Told her name?
Yes, she knew her name. As a matter of fact, she even stole her phone number from my house and was making prank calls.
Really? I never called her, and that was because...
Never called who?
I've never called the girl. I went to his house. We were supposed to be together. He told me his last day of work was going to be August 11th at Denver International Airport was his last day. He's going to start a new job in Albuquerque August 16th. I went to his house one night, went over just to go see, what was up, to hang out, and I found this number of this girl on his counter. And
when was that?
In August.
In August?
Yeah.
Before you moved?
I found this number.
Okay.
So I showed him, and I was going crazy, and I asked him what it was, and he wanted to grab it from me so bad. He didn't want me to get the number. Well, I put it into my phone while I was telling him.
So you knew that he had somebody else when you moved to New Mexico?
Yes. I just had found out then. I didn't know. He was deceiving me the whole time.
But you knew he had somebody else when you moved to New Mexico?
No, actually, he told me, no, that's an old number, and we don't talk.
No.
Which I don't believe.
No. But you knew better.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Unfortunately raised 3 probably neurotic children because of the behavior of both of you.
Actually 4. I was raising her kids she had from someone else while we were married.
And later today,
David had shoved me into the fridge. I called the police. We went to sleep in separate rooms that night, woke up the next morning, and it was the same scene. I had been shoved into the same refrigerator. I called the police again.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michelle Leyva says ex-husband Larry Cordova owes for the cost to move. Michelle says Larry left her for another woman.
So when you went to New Mexico, you had some reservations as to whether or not he was going to come with you, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to be there.
I said you had reservations, which means that you weren't sure that he was going to come with you because he had somebody
Well, I
else.
left my daughter behind because she had a broken foot. I left her behind, and he said, that's fine, she'll come up when I come. He was supposed to come on that Sunday.
So who brought her?
He called and told me 2 nights before he was supposed to leave he wasn't coming. She was stuck there. I had no money to go back. He wasn't going to give me no money because he hasn't given me child support for about 5 months. I called my brother, and my brother came, and he brought her.
When did you get married, Mr. Cordova?
September.
Why don't you pay child support?
I do. As a matter of fact, she said she was going to try to make me look like a deadbeat dad, so I requested a balance from the
Can I see, please?
county, Adams County Department of Social Services.
How much are you supposed to send every week or month?
They automatically take it out of my checks. It's $94.
A week?
A month.
A month. And that's because of when we got...
I'm speechless.
Well, no.
I mean,
when my children lived here, they were with me all the time.
No, they weren't.
Well, just a sec. Shh. But
And
they're not with you now.
that was how the parenting plan was.
Listen to me. But they're not with you now.
They're not. And
I didn't ask you anything.
And that's being resolved in the courts.
You have 3 children. How do you expect her to survive and support 3 children and work with $94 a month? And how dare you get married again? I'm speaking. And start another family when you have somebody when you have prior responsibility.
I taking care of my kids, and
no, you're not.
She moved, and I mean, we're resolving that in the courts now. So,
Mr. Cordova, listen to me very carefully, sir. Are you contesting her move to New Mexico?
No,
that requires a yes or a no.
I wasn't
Do you know
against
what that
her
means?
moving. Yes, I wasn't against her moving.
So you were in favor of her moving?
I was not in favor of her moving either. I didn't have a choice. The only choice I had was to move out there, and I wasn't going to do that.
No, sure you did. You said that her father came up to believe you, Mr. Cordova. Her father came up, and you spoke about her moving down there with her father, going to move into a house, and that's what she would like to do. You didn't say, I told her I didn't want her to move and take my children away.
Oh, I told her I didn't want her to take
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that then. I didn't hear that in your voice, Mr. Cordova.
Why?
How much do you earn?
About $4,100 a month.
You make $4,000 a month, and you support your 3 children to the tune of $94 a month?
Correct.
That's outrageous, sir. That's outrageous. I hope they get you good.
They are.
I hope they get you good. And I would make sure that there's a whole bunch of birth control in your house so that you don't have any more children until you learn to take care of these 3. Because you may have started out when you were 2 babies, but unfortunately raised 3 probably neurotic children because of the behavior of both of you.
Actually, 4. I was raising her kids she had from someone else while we were married.
How old was she when your first child was born?
16. I was 15.
You were 15.
16.
I was
and how old were you? And how old are you?
18, I think. 18, 19? I think. 19. 18.
19. And she was 15. That's big trouble. That could be big trouble. So, I would take a whole bunch of birth control, sir. Make sure. And, you know, you have to either swallow it or use it in order for it to work. Do you understand?
Yes.
I don't know what your problem is, but you make choices in this world, and your choice was that you moved to New Mexico to be near your father.
Because he deceived. I only moved because of him.
It's been a lifetime of deception.
Well,
now.
I wouldn't. I'd be at home in my place with my kids where they were
Well, then
settled
let
in.
me tell you this. Then move back home. I mean, you also have some responsibility. You are how old now?
27.
27, and you have 4 children. Is that right?
Yes.
That is enough children.
Yes.
You have enough children. Now you have to work on supporting them and taking care of them.
That's what I'm doing.
You have no case against Mr. Cordova, madam, and you have to get used to that. The only thing you have to get used to is paying more money. And if I were you, I would start paying it before somebody makes an order for me to pay it, because if you came before me and said you had 3 children and you make $4,000 a month and you're forking over $94 a month, I would torture you. We understand each other?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she made the right decision. I did not deceive her like she's saying.
He knows in his heart what he did.
She's mad that I got married, and she always thought we would be back together someday, and that's not what happened.
It's fine. It's not over.
Whenever I've been in any kind of relationship, she's tried to ruin it or destroy it.
He's not there for my kids at all.
I'm happy, and I want her to move on with her life and be happy.
He'll get what's coming to him. That's all.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wilson versus Lavarius. Step forward, please.
25-year-old bartender Ben Wilson is suing his ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old retail salesperson David Lavarius, for breaking an apartment lease. David says Ben became violent, so he moved out.
Mr. Wilson, you and Mr. Lavarius were in a relationship and decided to lease an apartment.
Yes.
Mr. Lavarius's name was not on the lease, only yours.
Yes.
According to you, you had an oral agreement that he would pay for half the rent.
And a sublet agreement, a written sublet agreement.
Good. Which I will look at. And it is your claim that he moved out and that he should pay you for his half of the year's rent for the duration of the lease. Mr. Lavarius says you got into a fight, you called the police, it was clear you didn't want him there, so he doesn't have to pay a thing.
Right.
Where'd you get this sublet agreement?
That was from my landlord. David had a bad renter history, and the landlord and I both wanted him to be legally responsible for the apartment. So she decided that the best way to go about doing that was to have him fill out a sublet agreement.
It's not binding. It doesn't contain all the terms and provisions of this document. When you want a legal document that withstands legal scrutiny, you're supposed to go to a lawyer, not a landlord. So you had, according to you, an arrangement with Mr. Lavarius that despite the fact that you were on the lease, that he was going to pay half the rent. Is that your agreement with him?
Yes.
Is that his agreement with you?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. And you moved into the apartment when, Mr. Lavarius?
End of July.
When did you move out?
Mid-August.
Did you pay any rent at all?
Yes.
When?
No, he did not. His check said...
I'll get to you. Yes.
Yes, I did.
When?
I started my job beginning of August. I paid him $200 first, and then the rest of the money that I paid him went toward his birthday party during the middle of the month.
That's not rent. Birthday party, not rent. Rent, birthday party. You paid him $200 according to you?
Yes.
Now, what happened August 20th?
August 20th, well, prior to that, we had gotten into a couple fights.
About?
Our scheduling wasn't right. He doesn't think, doesn't listen, so we had a little conflicts and disagreements, so it ended up physical.
On August 20th?
August 20th, I believe. The police were called twice.
When were they called for the first time, and who called them?
He called them both times.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, it is.
Why did you call the police?
David had shoved me into the fridge. I didn't want to push back because I'm a lot bigger than David. I didn't want to be in a position where I'm going to hurt David.
Big Nelly punk.
And he pushed me into the fridge, knocked over a bunch of stuff off the top of it. I ran outside and called the police. After I called the police, he ran outside after me saying, "You can't call them. I have warrants. I have warrants. I'll go to jail. Do you want me to go to jail?" That night, I had sent the police away, gotten them to leave. We went to sleep in separate rooms that night. Woke up the next morning, and it was the same scene. I had been shoved into the same refrigerator. I called the police again.
Listen to me, Miss Lavarius.
Yes.
I don't want you to say anything until I look in your direction and ask you a question. I did ask you questions, and you gave me answers before. Is that right?
Yes.
And when he interrupted, I told him not to interrupt again, right?
Right.
You understand what that means?
Yes.
Don't interrupt him until I look at you.
Okay.
In the evening, he shoved you again.
Yeah, it was actually the next afternoon. He shoved me again. I called the police again, and when the police came a second time, they said, "We have to press charges for this."
So?
And he ran away from the house because he had these warrants. He actually just got picked up on Sunday for these warrants.
You called the police, and it was your hope and expectation that the police would put him out so that you could have the peaceful enjoyment of your apartment. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And you certainly don't want him to move back into your apartment, do you?
No, I don't. But I never would have gotten that apartment without having David's income. That was an apartment that I could not have afforded myself. I only got it because of the agreement that we had that he would pay rent.
He's not going to pay rent in a place where he can't live, sir. And you don't want him to live there. You feel threatened with him living there. That's why you called the police twice.
Threatened.
So, how long did you know Mr. Lavarius before you undertook this rent?
We met on June 9th. He didn't have anywhere to stay. He was
I didn't
kind of
ask for the
homeless.
whole story. I asked for a date.
We had known each other for 2 months.
What did he do for a living?
He had gotten, before August had started, he'd gotten a job at American Family Insurance.
In June?
In June, he was between jobs.
So he got a job when in July?
I believe it was the middle of July.
So for 4 weeks he was employed. Is that right?
Yes.
And you knew he had such bad credit that his name couldn't even go on a primary lease.
Right.
So that would give an intelligent person a clue that I wouldn't rent an apartment with this person that I know for 8 weeks, who's been unemployed for 4 weeks, who has a bad history of not paying rent. I wouldn't take an apartment with that person that I couldn't afford for myself.
He would.
Ugh.
Sorry.
And anyway, Mr. Wilson, you can't have it both ways. You have an apartment. Either he's your roommate and lives there or not. You don't want him there because you didn't like getting shoved around and you didn't like fighting. You called the police twice. They came. They accommodated you. He took off, and that's exactly what you want. So don't come to court to complain about it. You got what you wanted. You have your apartment all to yourself. Now you have to pay for it. That's all. Case is dismissed.
507 on the calendar in the matter of Green versus Richmond. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Green, according to your complaint, you lived with the defendant for a period of time. While you were away on a trip, you claimed that she threw away some of your stuff and kept some of your stuff. You wanted to either replace it or give you the value, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you move into her house?
Because me and my sister had this argument, and she wanted me to leave, so I had nowhere else to go, so she offered me to move into her house with her.
When did you move into the house?
Late March, early April, somewhere around there.
And how long did you stay?
About 4.5, 5 months.
You say you took a trip to Texas. When was that trip to Texas?
November 17th.
What did you tell her when you went to Texas?
I told her I was going to Texas, I will be back. And she's like, okay, fine, all your stuff, you know, things will be here once you get back.
How long did you go for?
2.5 weeks.
Who else lived there? Did you have children with you?
My son.
Did your son go with you to Texas?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what happened when you got home?
When I got back, I tried to contact her.
What date did you return?
December 1st.
Did you go directly back to your home?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Where did you go?
I went to my friend's house.
Why did you do that?
Because I tried to contact Pam numerous occasions, and she never answered the phone, or there was no way I could have got back into her house.
You didn't have a key the 4.5 months you were living there?
No, I didn't. It was military housing. No duplicate keys were able to be made at all.
Well, when did you first make contact with her? You said first she didn't answer the phone, you couldn't get in touch with her.
I couldn't get in touch with her.
Yeah?
I had her cousin LaShonda get in touch with her.
Step up.
Which
one is LaShonda? What's your last name?
Green.
When did you get in touch with the defendant?
Probably 2 days after she went back to San Diego, because I was still in Texas. I called Pamela.
And what was the conversation that you had with her?
Well, I called Pamela. I was like, did you want me to call you to see if you can return her stuff or not, or she was on press charges? And she was like, well, do what you want to do.
Well, there had been no communication with regard to any stuff so far that I had heard.
Well, her clothing, all her personal belongings, all of them are gone. She said that
well, how do you know
they
how did you know they were gone?
She told me.
When did she tell you?
When I talked to her on the phone. I talked to her plenty of times.
Who are you?
I'm her mother. I'm Deidre's mother.
Miss Green's mother?
Yes.
Plaintiff's mother? Yes.
I called.
Were you with your daughter in Texas?
Yes, I was.
Did you travel with her to Texas?
Yes, I did.
Where do you live?
I live in San Diego.
And where do you live?
San Diego.
Why doesn't your daughter live with you?
But she does. She does.
Well, why was she living with the defendant?
She was living with the defendant because the defendant offered her a place to go at the time.
Why wasn't she living with you?
She wasn't living with me because at the time I wasn't living here. So she could not stay with me.
Something? Not yet. All right. What items do you claim you left behind?
I only took a week's worth of clothes with me and only one pair of shoes for me and my child. Therefore, all other pairs of shoes, my VCRs, pictures, legal documents that I cannot get back, such as my high school diploma, is gone. all the clothes, everything I practically owned is gone.
Okay. Those papers, documents, etc. that you would have to replace, put those aside for the moment. Other than the VCR, what appliances or furniture did you leave there?
My VCRs and my bedroom set.
And a bedroom set.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you moved in with?
Yeah, besides my clothes and everything, yes.
All right. Do you have her VCR?
Nope.
Did you have her uncross your hands. Did you have her VCR?
Yep.
Try yes, not
Yes,
yup.
ma'am.
You're not in a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her VCR?
In the trash.
Why did you throw it in the trash?
Because she left me with a phone bill, 2 phone bills that she did not pay. She had plenty of opportunity because I did not throw her stuff out until December 28th before I got ready to go on vacation to Texas.
Did you try to contact her with regard to the phone bills?
I don't know how to get in contact with her. Her mother called me 3 times.
When her mother called you 3 times, did you tell her about the phone bill?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell her how much the phone bill was?
She already knew how much it was.
Did you tell her how much it was?
No.
How much was the phone bill?
Both totaling is $175.
And those were her calls?
Yes.
Can I see those, please? Now, what about her bedroom set?
It's gone too.
What did you do with it?
I gave it to Goodwill.
Did you get a receipt?
Nope. Didn't want it.
Hmm?
Didn't want it.
They didn't want what?
I didn't want the receipt.
These were your phones to Pendleton, California and Vista, California?
Pendleton and Vista, true enough, yeah.
Are your phone bills? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. But when I left a message on her phone about a phone bill that I got. I said, well, when I get the money, I will give you, the amount for your phone bill. She never got back to me about the phone bill at all.
Did you leave her a telephone number where you could be reached? You were staying at a friend's
on her
house.
answer machine, yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm. And she also has caller ID where it comes up on her answer machine. That's how she didn't answer my calls.
All right. What about her clothes?
It was barely anything there.
What was there?
She had maybe a couple old outfits that she didn't wear, and her bedroom set, her VCRs.
Your Honor, can I say something? I cleaned the room up, and I know what was in the room.
I was also there.
Okay, let me hear.
I hate to disrespect, the court and everything, but I'm going to tell you the truth, what was in that room. She had molded bread and paper. I cleaned it out, and she had a couple of rags she had left. It wasn't no VCR in that room. The bedroom set was there, and she did give it to Goodwill. I cleaned the room out when I come from Texas on December 15th. I cleaned the room out on the 20th.
Well, she left there November 17th.
But the stuff was still in the room when I got to San Diego.
That means the defendant is some lousy housekeeper.
Well, she had a lock on the door. My brother-in-law had to kick the door in to get in the room. The room was locked.
When you got there, the room was locked?
The room was locked.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's a lie because Pamela told us she had an inspection, and that's the reason she broke into the house, into the bedroom, and that was way before Miss Faye supposedly had came down. When I called her
when
in December, I called Pam and asked Pam if she indeed had the things. I said, because you and Deidre were friends, you are friends, and you do need to sell this. She said, I don't have it. I said, where is it? She said, my mother threw the away. That's what she told me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deidre Green says former friend Pam Richmond threw away her belongings.
Okay, do you have a bill for your bedroom set?
I don't have a bill, but I have a written receipt for it.
Okay, let me see it. When did you purchase it?
My sister actually purchased it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you when she purchased it.
Why, did she give it to you?
No, I had to buy it from her.
How much did you pay for it?
$175 or something.
All right. The original price was $479, so I will accept that. All right? And what about the VCR? How much did you pay for that?
They were $36 something.
The VCR?
Mm-hmm.
$36?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go shopping with her. $36, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Your Honor, she have other receipts for her clothing. She has those up there.
Well, how do I know what clothing she took and what clothing she didn't take? I have to
Okay.
do some sort of an estimate on what you would take. You were going to Texas for 2.5 weeks, and then you didn't come home initially. You didn't come home at all, but then you went directly to a friend's house, and you stayed at a friend's house, so you must have had enough clothing to last you. I can't believe that you only took one pair of shoes for your child if you were going away for 2.5 weeks.
Well, because we weren't supposed to be leaving that, we weren't supposed to be gone that long, but it took a little longer than we expected. We was only supposed to be gone for 3 days. That's why.
Did you call her, by the way, and tell her you were going to be gone longer?
She knew.
Don't tell me what she knew.
I called her husband. I talked to her husband. Yes, I did.
What did you tell him when you spoke to
I
him?
said, I'm not going to be able to leave until December 1st, around that time, because I didn't have the money to leave.
Did you have a conversation with your husband?
Yes, I did.
Did he tell you she wasn't going to be home until December 1st?
No, all he told me is that she called saying that I said a lot of stuff about her and my cousin being, and I haven't talked to nobody in Texas to say any of it.
What did you do with her diplomas, all the other papers that she had in the house? What did you do with all that stuff?
When we cleaned it, I did not see a diploma.
You cleaned out the papers?
I just put everything in a bag. And it was
Who
left.
asked you to do that?
Well, I helped my daughter. She asked me would I help her clean out her room, and I told her yes. At the time when we bagged this stuff up, her mother called on the 20th. When I was cleaning out that room, she said we was on the way to get the stuff. I said, fine. We sit all the stuff in her dining room. And it sit there till the 28th of December.
You mean you had a conversation with her mother? And
Yes,
she said
I did.
She was coming over
Yes,
to pick
I
up
did.
the stuff?
Yes, I did.
Yes?
With
Your
my
Honor,
phone
she's
bill
telling
money.
a tale. I called her and I asked her about it. She told me it was gone. And I said, what do you mean it's gone? She said, it's gone. And I said, okay, well, why would Pam throw her stuff away? She said, over a phone bill. I said, what is the phone bill? She said, call Pam and ask Pam when Pam get home. I don't
Your
know.
Honor, that's a lie. I didn't even know anything about a phone bill.
Okay.
Yes, she did.
All right. Listen, you have no right to get rid of all of her stuff without giving her what I believe to be proper notice. Grandma just came,
We didn't go
threw
through
in the
stuff.
stuff,
We just put it in the bag.
put it in
'cause
bags,
it was stinking in the room.
and got rid of it. It's practically impossible to put a value on all of this stuff. But you say that you spent $175 on the bedroom set, $36 for the VCR, and I am going to give you $500 towards the clothing that you say that you left behind in the house. I don't know how you're going to replace your diploma, except that you call up the school where you got a diploma, say, I lost my diploma and I need it. Right? There's a lot more to this story that I don't know. But you can't dispose of somebody else's property. Do you understand that?
Even if it's in my house?
Even if it's in your house. She was
Your
an
Honor, can I say something?
No. Now I'm speaking.
Whatever.
She was an invitee into your home. You invited her into your home. She was there for 4.5 months. So she lived there with your permission. You have an obligation to give her notice, not some communication to her mother and her second cousin and her sister. You have an obligation to send her
Your
written
Honor, but the
notice.
mother
I'm
living there, too.
speaking. You can't just willy-nilly decide to bag her stuff and get rid of it. So judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $711. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She don't like how close we are. She got excluded. That's all it is. It's jealousy.
My daughter had 16 people staying in there because they was on the street. And when she had in the room, she didn't have no clothes.
If she wanted, she can have it. I have to
Evidently,
get your
her and her
clothes
family
back.
needed it more than me and my son did. So there you have it.
And now the next case.
All parties on Smith versus Olden. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Robin Smith says ex-fiancé, 20-year-old retail manager Jonathan Olden, deposited bad checks into her account. Robin says she was left with a $4,000 debt.
Miss Smith, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were dating,
Correct.
and then you were dumb enough to put his name on your joint checking account.
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't read my last book, did you?
No, Your Honor.
Get a copy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And Mr. Olden deposited a series of checks into that account, a series of checks that he got from assorted sundry relatives, and the checks turned out to be bad.
Yes, Your Honor.
So far, we agreed on that, sir?
Yes.
But after you deposited the checks, you went and immediately withdrew money from the account, right?
Yes, we both did.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
Whether you both did or not, you deposited the bad checks into the account and spent all the money, right?
Right.
And then the bank came back against you as primary on the account and said, you owe us all this money because he took it out.
Correct.
And you want the money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not.
Why would you do such a foolish thing?
We were speaking about moving in together and living together, so I figured it was the logical thing to do.
Who are you?
Her father.
He promised to pay you back the money.
Correct. I have a letter from him to my father saying...
Can I see it, please?
You sure can.
You are Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Step up, sir. Mr. Smith, I assume, reading between the lines, that you made good the money to the bank.
Not completely, Your Honor.
Who did?
Robbins made half of the payment back to the bank now.
And you paid the other half?
Not yet.
Well, how much did you pay? Because what I read is that he promised to pay you back.
It's correct. He didn't pay me anything.
So according to this letter to Mr. Smith, you apologized for not keeping up with your payments. And you begged his forgiveness, said that you would begin to make your payments on April 15th, right?
Right.
So, give me a defense.
The reason why I didn't make the payments because, first of all, when I was working, it wasn't just myself using the money out of the account. She used money out of the account also, not just myself.
When did you decide that?
I mean, it wasn't to decide. It's what
Well, I'm
happened.
asking you, when did you decide that? Before or after you agreed to make the payments?
Before.
So then what did you agree to make the payments for?
For what I felt responsible for. I don't feel responsible for all the money.
Well, how much did you feel responsible for? Give me a figure.
About half of it, about $2,000 of it.
Is that what you agreed to pay Mr. Smith back?
No,
How much did you agree to pay him back?
all of it.
So when I said to you, when did you decide on this recent defense that she spent half the money, that was recent that you came up with that defense, right?
Right.
So give me a better defense.
There's no better defense because we both spent the money. I feel like I'm responsible for it because the checks came from the money and the checks came from my family.
Let me ask you this question, sir. It's not a very difficult case, but I just want you to see the absurdity of your defense. What did she buy?
She bought clothes.
Clothes?
Just as well as I did. I bought clothes too.
Just a minute. She bought clothes.
Right?
Did she buy clothes because you said we've got some extra money in the bank, we can go buy clothes?
Yeah.
Right. You think she would have bought those clothes anyway?
If there was no money?
Yeah.
No.
Of course not. So she would not have put herself into debt to buy those clothes, right?
Of course not.
You said we got some extra money, let's go shopping, right?
Right.
What was the total amount of money that he deposited in the account that he withdrew?
$4,586.
And how many payments did he make to your father?
He made 2 payments in cash to me at my place of employment at the bank of $200 each on November and December 1st.
So $41.86 is what the balance is that right?
Correct.
Why didn't you make the payments in April? Anything, $25, $50, $100.
Because my engine on my car went out. I had no money. I was working. All money was going straight to that.
To your car?
Yeah. To get it was like $2,500 to get my car fixed.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents.
You live with your parents, so you have no expenses, and you have a car. So are you telling me you couldn't take $100 a month and send it to her?
Now when all my checks were going to trying to get $2,500 to get my motor fixed on my car, no, I couldn't.
Well, how are you getting to work, sir, when you didn't have a car?
My parents or a friend of mine.
That's
somewhere.
good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,186. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. King versus Allen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Don't you watch my courtroom often?
Always.
If you watched it always, you would learn you never co-sign a loan for a car
One
for
of
anybody.
2 major bad decisions I totally admit to.
Okay. Ms. Loving, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Allen were dating for a while, and he was looking around for a new car, and you agreed to co-sign a loan for him because he couldn't get the car on his own. So far, is that correct?
Actually, Your Honor, we were living together at the time.
Second mistake.
She said there were 2 mistakes. Mr. Allen, is it correct that you needed a car and she agreed to co-sign for a loan on a car for you?
Yes.
And the relationship didn't work out, you broke up. According to you, Mr. Allen said he was not going to pay for the car anymore. Is that right?
Correct. He basically dumped it on me.
Okay. What I didn't quite get from the papers is who has the car?
The car has been sold.
Under what circumstances was the car sold? Was it repossessed?
No, thank goodness, because I decided to preserve my credit rating. Mike doesn't care much about his. But I sold it so that I could pay off the balance of the car, and in the process suffered a loss of $5,070.
All right, when did you purchase this car, sir?
In February of last year.
And were you still living together in February?
Yes, we were.
Until when did you live together?
So late August, early September of last year.
September 12th.
You can always rely on the gal to remember the date. 9/12. Emblazoned in your memory.
I will never forget that day.
Okay, and when you left, sir, did you take the car?
No, I did not.
You left it there?
I did. In fact, she requested on the 11th that I leave the car there. She was going to take it to the dealer, and basically, as far as she was aware, I was going to be without a vehicle.
I don't care about whether you say she knew you were going to be without a vehicle and she was being cruel and mean. You left the car there on September 12th.
That's
when you
correct.
left. Did you ever drive the car again?
I did not.
Is that correct?
Your Honor, he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car. He is a total deadbeat, among other things,
If you
besides
wanna
his car.
insult
No, just a second. Don't speak to her.
And I'll tell you that I was more than generous when this breakup occurred, because I offered him several options with this car, and he denied all of them. Number one option, when we broke up in September, I felt compassionate toward him because his place was rented at the time until the following June. I told Mike he could stay in my home rent-free until the following June so that he would have...
And that was a real comfortable situation.
Just 1 second.
So that he would have the time to save up a little bit of extra money. I also told him when he left, I would supply him with a sofa and a bed and numerous other things. I also let him drive this car around while he was looking for another car to purchase, because he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car.
Well, how did you know that? That's
because
that's
he told
an issue.
me. He said, I am no longer going to pay.
When did he tell you that he was no longer going to pay for the car?
September 2nd. September 1st, we had a discussion of why the relationship wasn't working out. I told him, I said, Mike, I've seen a lot of things since you moved in January. Number one,
Don't tell me what they were.
But anyhow, I told him all the reasons why, and I thought we could work it out. The next day, he came to me and said that he was no longer going to pay for this car. I said, well, what does that mean? And he says, I'm not going to make any more payments. I can't afford it. The following day,
Just 1 second. Okay. Does that sound familiar, sir?
Almost.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, the following day, my son visited, and he and Mike and I had a conversation, and my son asked Mike to step to the plate and be a man, which I guess he's incapable of.
Don't editorialize.
Okay. But he asked him to step to the plate and assume responsibility for this vehicle. The only reason why I co-signed was because Mike had a terrible credit rating, and I was going to save him money on his finance charge. And that was the reason I co-signed for him. I'm a generous person by nature, and I learned my lesson.
That's editorializing.
Okay.
All right, you did it.
My son tried to shame Mike into taking responsibility. Mike's only defense at that time was to say, I know this is my responsibility, but I can't afford it. And that was his defense. I can't afford it.
That's not quite accurate, Your Honor.
Well, let me hear, sir. I see what you wrote in your answer. So let's see what your testimony is.
Okay. In actuality, to look at this, and she mentioned the verbal agreement, you have to, Your Honor, look at that agreement in its totality and apply all of the terms and not just some of the terms of the agreement.
Well, tell me.
That agreement did include, because of the fact when I moved in with her, we both had mortgages. So, there was money going out. We decided it was going to rent my place so that, things could be easily afforded, we could have expenses covered, and so on. At the time that she suggested that I look at getting a better car than what I was looking at and made this offer, I told her very clearly, as soon as the offer was made, that there was only one way that I could afford the payments like this, and that is assuming that the relationship continues and the financial agreements that we have for the duration of that loan. And I laughingly at the time said, that means that you're kind of stuck with me for a long time. Her response to that, Your Honor, was that I know that, and I have no problem with that. And we went forward from there. That response was the key to this agreement ever taking place.
Okay, now I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Allen. If I understand you correctly, what you're saying is you were lulled into buying a more expensive car with a more expensive monthly payment. And the condition of that was that you would be a couple together because the only way that you could afford this more expensive car is if you were living in the kind of relationship you were living in now and sharing expenses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. But then, according to Miss Loving offered you a proposition. And the proposition was that she would pay off the car, put it on her credit card, and you would have a minimal monthly payment to make to her, not to the finance company, because that would ruin her credit in case there was a problem, until the car was paid off. Did you, in fact, make that offer?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was Mr. Allen's response?
He said absolutely not.
Okay. Now, that's what I have a problem with, Mr. Allen.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Loving says ex-boyfriend Michael Allen owes for the payoff on a car. Michael says she breached the contract by breaking up with him.
Tell me, did she offer to put the entire car note on her credit card?
No, she did not.
You just told me that you
No,
did.
there was a misunderstanding. I wanted to sell the car. The loss on the car was $5,000. I was going to put the $5,000 on a credit card and have him be responsible for paying.
Oh, that I can understand them not wanting to do.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that I can understand. I thought if you put the whole thing on your credit card, then if he was paying $200 a month, driving the car.
Your Honor, Mike.
Had that been the case, Your Honor, no problem.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Why didn't you suggest that?
That was not an option that
Why
was
didn't
put
you?
out because
She may not have said it. Why didn't you say it to her? Say, look, I don't have the cash right now. I can't afford a $400 a month note. If you want to put it on your credit card, I will sign a contract with you right now that I will be responsible to pay you $200 a month until this entire loan is paid off.
The reason that wasn't examined, Your Honor, was because of her reaction when I first approached her with the idea that given the breakup that she was initiating, I was not going to be able to, as we originally discussed, I was not going to be able to continue to afford the car. Her response to that was pretty much restricting any other options.
All right.
Basically,
Mr. Allen,
she was telling me,
all right,
get a second job.
All right, Mr. Allen, let's talk about being realistic and fair. What's supposed to happen in a courtroom is supposed to be a fair and just result. You drove this car for approximately 7 months. It was your vehicle, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You paid the car note on the car, I assume, for that entire 7-month period. Is that right?
That is correct, as well as the down payment and the trade that I lost. And
just a second. Did you put any money towards the down payment?
No, I didn't, but there was $7,000 in the cost of the car, which was the cost to pay off his old car. He made 5 payments. I made 3 payments before I sold the car. He did not make all of the payments.
I made
had
all
to
of
make
the
3
payments
while I
through
was selling
August,
it.
Your Honor.
And he's lying to you.
Well, just a second. If you made all the payments through August, you didn't make September's payment.
That's correct.
And I don't know when the car was finally brought back to the dealership, but you certainly didn't make those payments. And she did.
That's correct.
Okay. What kind of car was this that you bought?
It was a Toyota RAV4.
And how much was the total purchase price?
I believe it was $23,000. I have the...
I have all the paperwork and the signatures if you want them, Your Honor.
Can I see them, please? And I also want to see the payout from the bank.
Okay.
Mr. Allen, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I am a software support technician.
Did you move back to your home?
I did not. It's still rented. They have a lease until June.
He moved in with an old girlfriend.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I know.
He's got to move someplace.
She doesn't know Your Honor.
What difference does it make?
Stupid, but I'm not.
What difference does it make where he moved? You didn't want him with you.
You know, Your Honor.
You didn't want him with you.
That's right.
Who cares
Thank
where he
God.
moved? All right.
Your Honor, Mike lied to you, though. There was never, I mean, Mike goes through cars faster than a Vegas slot machine goes through dollars. I offered to help him with this car only to save him interest money. There was never, ever an agreement on my part, maybe in his mind, that we would stay together forever. But what fool guarantees they're going to stay in love forever? I certainly would never say that, ever.
Mr. Allen, have you been married before?
I have.
How many times?
Once.
Have you been married?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
So between the two of you, you had 3 failed marriages.
Yes. Your Honor, at the time the offer was made, I was initially very hesitant.
Mr. Allen, you hesitated about obligating yourself to buy this car, you should have thought twice and not bought it.
That was the reason, Your Honor, why I stipulated that the only way I could do
Mr.
it
Rowland,
is with the
you're not,
relationship
let me tell you
going.
something. If you were 18 years old standing where you are and she was a 35-year-old woman, I can understand that. You are a grown man. You are a homeowner. You are an intelligent man. So if what you're telling me is she coerced you into obligating yourself into buying a more expensive car, that's a pretty babyish thing to say.
She did not coerce me, Your Honor.
Well, that's what you're saying to me. You're saying
I'm
she...
saying that she made a verbal agreement with me.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. That's what you construe it as. She didn't make a verbal agreement with you to stay with you forever, and that's why you bought the Toyota RAV4. Give me a break. You still working, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you file tax returns yet this year?
Yes, I have.
And how much did you earn last year on your tax returns?
It was $35,000.
And you support no one but yourself.
That's correct.
What were your monthly car payments?
Right now,
No, what were they?
prior to the Toyota,
For the Toyota RAV4, what were they?
$435.
And how much do you receive as rent in the house that's currently rented?
$600.
$650.
$650, excuse me.
Women know everything. $650. And what's the mortgage payment?
It's $812.
So you're losing money on the rental.
That's correct.
How come?
That's part, Your Honor, of the agreements that we had.
Do you know the people that you rented to?
I do.
Okay. Who are they?
They are people that work at the same place that I do.
Okay. You planning on moving back into your house?
Probably after the end of the lease.
Okay. And where are you living now, sir?
I am living in a rented house.
Are you the lessee on the house?
I am.
How much rent do you pay?
I am paying.
Now look at me. Careful, because I check. I want to tell you, Mr. Rowland, be careful, because I check. How much rent do you pay?
I am paying $350 a month.
How many other people live in the house?
2.
What's the total rent on the house?
Actually, I'll back up, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The house is paid for, is a mortgage. I pay $350 to the person that owns the house.
So you pay $350 a month, maybe.
Plus you bought another car.
Now you purchased another car, I assume.
Yes.
What kind of car did you purchase?
I have a Chevy Beretta, 89.
And how much did you pay for that, sir?
I believe was like $2,800. I'm doing that in payments.
And what are the amount of your payments?
$145.
So you're paying approximately, according to you, $300 less for this car that you're driving than for the RAV4.
That's correct.
Were you sharing expenses in the house with Miss Loving?
Yes.
And how much were you giving her each month?
What we agreed on was $250.
She says no.
Your Honor, January through June, he paid 0 while he was renting his place. He paid me 2, possibly 3 payments of $225. And to be honest with you, my grocery bills went up at least that much.
You're telling me that you gave her $250 a month towards the running of her home.
That's correct.
What did you do with all your money?
I do have other bills, Your Honor.
Like what?
I have from a vacation that I paid for completely in Colorado for a week.
Yes.
For us.
Yes.
That's on a credit card.
Okay.
There are about $1,300 that went on a credit card on when I was paying for all of the shipboard expenses on a cruise that we took.
Talk to me about vacations. I hear a lot about vacations.
I'd like to respond to that, too.
I want to know what you're doing with all your money, sir. You take care of yourself. If you tell me that you earn $35,000 a year in computers, you ain't doing something right because everybody's earning a lot more in computers. Let's say you earn $35,000 a year after taxes. What are you doing with all your money?
That's before taxes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Is that what you reported to the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever do any freelance work?
I do not.
Never did any of that freelance work while you were with Miss Loving?
I did not.
Why not?
I do software support for very specific software. I don't have any kind of a degree in computer technology.
Neither does Bill Gates.
May I?
Go ahead.
The reason why he gets a low value on his rent is because it's a trailer, and that's about the maximum you could expect for renting a trailer. The day he was moving out, this man, who doesn't have two nickels to rub together, wanted to buy one of my digital cameras from me for $500. I couldn't believe it. It just told me how irresponsible he is.
Mr. Allen, the operative word here, sir, is responsibility. You're a grown man. Clearly, between the two of you, you know the pitfalls of marriage, and you know that sometimes relationships last and sometimes they don't. You wanted the best possible car that you could get. This lady, guaranteed, did not twist your arm, nor did she enter into what I would consider anywhere near a binding verbal agreement to stay together with you, at least until your car was paid off. I mean, that's what you're expecting me to believe, that she entered into a binding agreement to remain with you and you with her until the car was paid off. And if she did not do that, ergo, you are not responsible for the car. Now, she's out a substantial amount of money. She is suing you for $2,500. The amount that she's out far exceeds that. That was the maximum allowed in the jurisdiction from whence you came.
Correct.
So I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Yes.
Parties are excused of Lip versus Kaz Parr. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is your last name Lip?
Yes.
You weren't actually present during the course of this incident, but you are co-owner of this car?
The owner. I am the
You
owner.
are the owner?
Yeah.
But you know nothing else about the incident?
Right.
So why don't you have a seat, sir?
Yeah.
Ms. Lip, according to your complaint, you're driving along in your brand-new Ford Explorer.
Correct.
And the defendant's son came darting out the street. You almost hit him. He punched the hood of your car. You want him to pay for the damage.
Correct.
Where did this happen?
I was coming out of Galleria Drive. It's the entrance that leads out to the mall.
Okay, and you are in traffic?
Yeah, I was driving, and I was slowing down because the light, I believe, was turning red. And all of a sudden, I seen a car swerving in front of me, and I was wondering what was going on. And so I started to slow down, and it all happened really fast, and some door came flying open, and he was in front of my car. So I slammed on my brakes. I don't know how I did not hit him. And he looked at me, and he said, "You," and took his fist and slammed it in the hood of my truck.
And then what did he do?
Why?
And then what did he do?
Then he started walking, and I had my cell phone, so I called 911, and I continued to follow him. The cops found him, and he started running. He jumped over a fence, and I was with the one cop while the other one was chasing him, and they said that his mother was at the police station with a swollen eye, and then the police brought him back, and I had to identify him, and it was him.
Now I'll hear you.
Yes, I was, me and my mom have been we were in an argument at the time, and...
In the car?
In the car.
Who was driving?
My mom.
And where were you sitting?
I was sitting on the passenger seat.
In the front?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And we had gotten into an argument, and she had got real mad, and she grabbed a Frisbee and started to hit me in the head with it. And...
As she was driving?
Yes. And I don't know, it just happened so fast. I hit my mom, and before I knew it, things were going through my head. I just wanted to get away from the situation before it got worse. So I jumped out of the car, and I was trying to cross the road, and I seen her, and she just almost hit me, and I went, to try to brace myself on her hood, and that's when I kept going, and I could see her, behind me, following me. And that's later on the cops found me.
Are you saying that you didn't say anything to her? She indicates that you cursed at her.
I did not say anything.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Did you see this incident happen, Ms. Cass?
Not once I took off.
You mean after he hit you, you took off?
Yeah, the light turned green.
And you took off?
Yes.
And you knew that he had jumped out of the car?
Yes. I was going to let him walk home.
Well, you tell me why you don't think you're responsible for the damage to her car.
I knew it was wrong for me getting out in traffic. I just didn't want the situation to get worse between me and my mom.
Okay.
Because it was, really high at that point. And,
probably a good idea.
The light was red when I jumped out of the car.
How do you know that?
Because I seen it.
Did you see it before or after you punched your mother in the eye?
I saw after I punched. I mean, everybody was at a complete stop.
Your mother's hitting you with a Frisbee.
Mm-hmm.
You turn around and punch her in the eye, and you're watching to see whether the light is red or green? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, but when I jumped out of the car, I noticed that all the cars were stopped and it was red.
Okay, and?
And when I had went behind the car, I had seen her coming, and I just tried to jump out of the way
Why
before
didn't you
she
just
hit
go
me.
back onto the street? Were you crossing at the crosswalk?
No, I was in the middle of the street.
So if you're in the middle of the street, you don't have the right of way, right?
Right.
Are you responsible for the damage to her car?
Oh, I was just trying to cross the road and, get out of the situation. She almost hit me.
Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that?
Mine.
Yes. Can I see the damage to your car, please?
This is the estimate.
And do you have a photograph of the car?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I have 2 of them.
I have never seen the damage to the car.
I'm going to show them to you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to show them to you, and then I have a comment about what your son just told me.
Okay.
There are 2 photographs, Miss Lipp. Each photograph seems to indicate that there is a single dent in the car. See it?
Yeah, this one, and, okay.
It's just one. It's the same dent.
Okay.
So, Miss Cass,
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't happen by putting 2 hands on the front hood of the car to brace yourself. This happens when you punch the car, just as she said it happened. He got mad and punched it with his fist.
I never punched the car.
Oh, yes, you did. You want to do a demonstration for me how this happened?
Well,
Make believe where you're standing now is the front of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Make believe how this happened.
Well, just as she was, coming, I went, it's just before I didn't know whether she's going to hit me or not.
So you're telling me you slapped it, but you slapped it harder with one hand. All the way up on the hood. Not at the beginning of the hood, but all the way up in the midsection of the hood. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't believe you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Lipp says she was driving her truck when 16-year-old Michael Parr ran into traffic and punched her vehicle. Michael says he was upset because he had a fight with his mother.
Did you get into trouble for running from the police?
Yes, they had put me in a juvenile detention.
Is that the first time you had been in detention?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
You don't want to go back there again, I assume.
No.
The truth. All the time. It's easier. It's easier. And I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
And I assume your mother is sorry that she hit you with a Frisbee.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go. Mothers can usually tell a lie. All right, $876.64.
Correct.
That's your temper. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $876.64. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was fair, and I'm happy I'm getting my money.
I wasn't intentionally trying to, scare her or do any damage to her truck, but I swear that she almost hit me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Sarver versus Langston. Step forward, please.
23-year-old child care provider Kristen Sarver is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old student Candace Langston, for breaking an apartment lease. Candace says she gave proper notice and Kristen didn't cooperate.
Miss Sarver, you and the defendant were friends, college friends, and you decided to rent an apartment together while you were in school. According to your complaint, you each signed a year's lease. The defendant moved out, and you want her to pay her share of the rent until you found a new roommate.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I was actually working full-time. We met at the daycare and we became really good friends. And I have a copy of the lease that we signed in May of 2000. And the third page of that is a roommate agreement, which I've highlighted. and it states that if she moves out before the end of termination date of the lease, that she's responsible for paying the balance of the lease or finding a suitable subletter. She claims that...
Now, don't tell me what she claims. She'll tell me what she claims. You signed the lease in May of 2000. When did you move out?
I had my car accident on September 1st, and I moved a lot of my stuff out that date. Throughout the month of September, I moved most of the rest of it, except for my furniture, which I left for her because she didn't have any.
Your Honor, she's lying. The only thing she moved...
I don't care about furniture. Okay. Furniture's not important. Where did you go after you moved out?
I moved shortly home with my parents.
And then where did you move?
Okay, I moved in with my friend Jessica.
Why?
Me and my parents were having some trouble.
Why didn't you move back to your apartment?
I couldn't because I had to get, when I wrecked my car, I had to get a new car. I was paying for school. I didn't make much at my job, so even if I had moved back to the apartment, I wouldn't have been able to pay.
Your Honor, may I say that...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave her with a lease on an apartment and choose not to fulfill your obligations to your roommate. Why do you think you can do that?
Well, I mean, I didn't just leave. Me and my friend Nick here, we put up signs around campus for people to come. When I came back, back to the apartment a few times to get stuff that I needed, or mail and everything. And he was with me every time. Every time we would come back to the apartment, there would be at least, I say, 14 messages on the answering machine from girls. And I asked her about it, and she's like, well, none of them were interested. But every time I went, there were several messages.
Your Honor, I have evidence that I was trying to find a roommate, and I also have my boyfriend Steven Sharenko as my witness. He didn't help me in the beginning when I was putting up flyers, but once I started putting up more and more, I found it was easier to take him with me. I have phone numbers of all the people that she's talking about, and I had tried to move each of these people in. I have copies of some of the flyers that I put up, and the roommate agreement also states that it's her responsibility to find a subletter if she would leave.
Right. It's your responsibility.
I understand that.
So, what's the total monthly rent?
The total monthly rent is $400. We had each agreed to pay $200 and half of the utilities. In October, I was almost evicted.
Just a second. We're talking about rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about rent.
Okay.
Did you pay September's rent?
I paid September's rent.
Is that correct?
That's correct. She paid September's rent.
Okay.
She called me in October saying that she was having some trouble. So I told her that I agreed to pay November too, because, I mean, it's not like I wanted to leave her in a bind. Like I said, we were friends.
What about October?
I did not pay October.
October is when I received this notice.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Okay. What about December?
Well, by this time, she's still telling me that she hadn't found a roommate, and there are still messages. And
so did you pay?
No, I didn't. I didn't have the money to pay.
Messages for all people who are interested in moving.
I can't hear everybody.
I'm sorry.
You found a roommate in January.
January 15th, I had someone move in.
And how much rent did they pay in January?
They paid $100, which means she would still owe $100 for January. Can I show you this now?
What is that for?
This is the notice that I got on October 23rd, and the third page is another notice they sent me in the mail shortly after. When I received that notice, I called her and I read it to her, and I explained to her that it said I was going to get evicted. And she said she had simply forgotten and that she would pay.
That's not true.
Yes, she did. She said she was sorry. She must have forgotten. And when I called them just to make sure, and I'm so glad I did, because they were going to file eviction papers on noon the 30th. I called them just before that to make sure that she had definitely sent the money in, or really to make sure they had gotten there. They didn't receive anything.
So you
she
want
left me
the other...
with all this responsibility.
So you want her to pay the additional $25 in late fee?
That's correct.
Okay.
Also in December, when I spoke with her on November 2nd, I pleaded with her to pay. I told her that she
Rent is
knew,
your... Listen to me.
Right.
You're going to get the rent. She was under an obligation to pay attention. You're not paying attention. She was under an obligation to find a roommate. She did not find a roommate, and there was no just reason why she moved out. You chose to go to your parents' house, and then you went to live with somebody else, and then did you go to live with your boyfriend?
No, he's not
Your
my
Honor,
boyfriend.
she's lying.
Excuse me. He is.
I don't want to hear that.
Your Honor, she just said that she wasn't living with him.
Don't you follow?
I'm sorry.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Did you ever move in with him any place else after you moved out of her apartment?
Yes,
The answer is yes, you did. So you moved in with your parents, then you moved in with friends, then for some time you lived with your boyfriend. You can't do that. You have to pay the rent. I'm finished with rent. She owes you $525 for the rent. Yes, what else do you want her to pay? Just tell me.
In December, I was charged an insufficient fund fee of $28.
For what?
For the rent, and I have a copy of the check. It was for check 620, which was the check that was paid for Candace Langston's portion of the rent.
For what?
My bank charged me because I didn't have that money in there after she had agreed to send...
You should have figured that you didn't have enough money.
Well, she had agreed to send the money.
Listen to me.
Yes,
Mature
ma'am.
people do not write out a check unless they're sure that the money is in the bank. What's next?
Power bills.
Did she pay the power bills during the time she was there?
When she moved out, she did not take all of her belongings. She took her toiletries and some of her clothing. She would come and go as she pleased. She had a key. She would come visit her friends in Clemson. She would get her mail. She would make phone calls. And the last time that she was at the apartment, she turned the heat up so high that when I got home the following Tuesday, it was downright hot in the apartment. I never touched
Just a second.
Yes, she did, because
Hold
I
on.
turned it off before I left.
You following how this goes? You speak, I ask a question, she speaks, but you don't answer her, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a key to the apartment?
Yes, I did. I called
John!
her.
Didn't ask you anything
Okay,
else.
sorry.
That requires a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
You had a key to the apartment after you left in September.
Mhm.
And according to you, you did in fact go back to the apartment, you say frequently with your boyfriend, frequently
No.
enough to listen to
No.
phone messages. Pay careful attention. To listen to phone messages. Is that right?
No, I went back maybe 3 times.
That's enough.
It's to get stuff, and I took my friend Nick with me.
You went into the apartment.
But I tried to call her.
You went into the apartment
to get my
with
things.
your own key. If it wasn't your apartment, you would have no access to the apartment. I don't care whether you went in there 3 times or 30 times. You also had things in there, because according to what you just told me, you wanted to get some things out of there.
Well,
so you left things in the apartment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave things in your apartment and not take care of the bills. I was originally not going to entertain your application for power bills, but it appears to me that she exercised certain dominion and control over that apartment
Yes, ma'am, she
during the
did.
time she wasn't living there on a full-time basis, but came and went, listened to phone messages, picked up the phone, right?
No, ma'am. We did not
Didn't
pick
we?
up the phone. We listened to the messages.
Oh, really?
I listened to see if there were any
We listened
that
to see if there
still
were any people
for me.
that called for the roommate, because we put up flyers too.
Mm-hmm. Your Honor, may I say I never saw any flyers that they put up? And she
I don't
would
care
come
whether
to-
they put up flyers or not. I've
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
care of that.
She would come
Just
to
a
go to
second.
football
Stand
games.
up here, just in case you think that you're in the right.
I didn't get. I went.
You cannot go to somebody else's house and put on their answering machine to listen to messages. Listen to me. When you move out of an apartment, you take all your stuff. You may be young, but if you move out and you say, I have no further obligation to this apartment, you don't use it as a storage unit.
She told me that I could leave that there because she did not have any furniture. I could have brought that furniture back to my parents' house.
Could you? So why
Your
didn't
Honor,
you?
I never talked to her
So
about
why
the
didn't you?
furniture. Because she didn't have anything. She don't have a
Oh,
couch.
please,
She didn't
give
have
me
a
a
TV.
break.
She didn't have nothing.
Okay, Power 6806. She owes you $593.06 so far. What else?
This is a supply fee for when I had to put up roommate flyers. At first,
Get it.
Well, the roommate
Get it.
responsibility that she signed said
I
it was her
understand that.
responsibility.
I understand that. Forget it. What else?
Court fees.
How much are the court fees?
$82.50.
$675.56. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties on the calendar in the matter of Lane versus Sandicott.
Thank you, Bird.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
The defendant was a former friend and roommate of both of you? Yes. Is that right? And it is your claim first that you sold him a car, that he didn't make all the payments on the car, you repossessed the car, then the police came to your house, arrested you both, and you spent 6 days in jail.
Yes.
And you want the money for the car, because I assume he has the car back?
Yes.
Next cause of action is you claim that he stole certain property.
Yes.
The defendant says that he actually owed you very little on the car because he did some work for you, and he's got a counterclaim for value of a computer, software, lost wages, and a whole bunch of pain and suffering. When did you sell him the car and for how much?
On June 25th of 2001, and we sold him, the original selling price was for $800. He gave us $400 in computer parts and $100 in cash.
So he owed you $300?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Then We agreed to finish paying for the rest of the car in 1 week. A month later, we came to Jeff and we asked him, can he, finish paying for the car? And if he wasn't going to finish paying for the car, we were going to repossess it, and he wasn't going to get reimbursed for the amount he already paid. Another month and a half after that came and went, and we came to Jeff again, and we told him, you broke the agreement that we had, and now we want to repossess it. Jeff then stated that the car was broken, that it wasn't even drivable. We said, fine, we're going to go fix the car and take it home. And that's when we went to go, and the car wasn't even broken, Your Honor. It had nothing wrong with it. We drove the car home, and the next morning, the police came because Jeff called the police and told him that we stole his car.
Was the car titled in your name at that point, sir?
No.
It was not?
No.
In whose name was the car titled?
I believe it was in the people they had bought it from. It had never been turned over into their name either because we were going to turn it straight into my name.
So you didn't have the title to the car?
Right.
And you didn't have a title to the car in your name?
I do have a bill of sale and the title that is listed for my wife's name on the title, Your Honor.
Let me see it. So you only had this car a couple of weeks before you sold it to him?
Yes, ma'am.
And you bought the car for $400?
Yes, ma'am.
You sold it to him for $800?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a pretty good profit.
Yes.
From your friend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
But when the police came to the house, Your Honor, they refused to look at any of the legal documents stating that the car was ours, and they threw us in jail. Me and my wife both spent 6 days in jail.
Why did you spend 6 days in jail?
Because Jeff had this thing against us.
What thing did he have against you?
About possession of stolen property for the car.
Well, I understand that. But didn't a lawyer come to see you while you were in jail?
No, Your Honor.
What state do you live in?
Washington.
Washington? Washington State?
Yes, ma'am.
Mark that off my list of places to visit.
You got it.
Yes.
Was this the first time you were arrested?
For this matter? No. No, ma'am. What happens is when you get arrested, right, you go in for arraignment the next day, and then you plead not guilty. And then they give you another court date a week after that, and then you go in and you plead not guilty again.
Yeah, but even on your... No. I mean, most civilized jurisdictions, before you go and appear before a judge, you're given a lawyer, and you say to the lawyer, look, I have the bill of sale. Please show that to a judge. That would happen on the very next day, unless they were detaining you on some other matter. Now, were you being detained on some other matter? Don't look at me like I'm speaking a foreign language, all right? You were being detained on another matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was me. Perfect. Because what you have just described to me might happen in Afghanistan, but doesn't happen in the United States of America. Were you being held on a warrant? Yes. Perfect.
Does this mean Washington's back on your list?
Washington's back on my list. Thank you, Bert. All right, so let's get rid of any pain and suffering that you had as a result of this 6-day incarceration. It wasn't 6 days incarceration on this. They just happened to find you because of this. Okay. You have the car. You owe him $300 for the car.
I actually owe him $260.
So why didn't you pay him?
I just honestly didn't have the money, but...
So why didn't you give him back the car? And they would have given you back the software, given you back your $100.
Up until this point, we were friends, and they had another vehicle. So, there was no real reason to. I was paying him in small payments. Actually, before they came and stole the car, I gave him $40, like 2 weeks before this happened.
Is that right?
That was on past bills, Your Honor. Bills because he didn't, on the last month that he lived with us, he didn't finish paying for his electric bill or his phone bill. And so we took this money for that.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, whether you took the money for that. Did he say, when he handed you the $40, did he say to you, this is for car payment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, then you don't say, well, I'm not accepting this as a car payment. I'm going to put it towards your last month's bills. If he made the payment for the car, then he only owes you $260 for the car. So you agree you owe him $260 for the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me about what you claim he stole. You say he stole property.
Yes, Your Honor. On when we were released from jail, we got evicted from our apartment, and my mother, Pauline Hall, she had packed my things. And when I was released from jail, I went through my stuff and I noticed items missing. one being $200 worth of movie tickets, one being a basketball, and computer paper.
So?
And when I went and asked my mother, I said, did you remember packing this stuff? And she told me, yes, she did remember packing this stuff, plus she remembered seeing Jeff going through the things
Are you
after.
the mother? Yes, ma'am. Step up, please. What is your last name?
Hall, H-A-L-O.
You saw him take property?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see him take? And when?
Okay, I asked him to move from my home because at this time he was living in my home.
You mean the defendant?
Yes, Jeff.
Yes.
And so I went to Jerry and Olga's apartment, and I was packing their things and bringing them into my garage as Jeff was moving his things out of my home. He was taking tables and chairs and basketballs and going through boxes. He had taken some food, that all of these things he said was his. Well, my daughter Janet told me not to let him do these things. And I said, I'm very tired. I just want to get these kids moved out of their apartment, and Jerry can deal with him on this matter later. About a week after this happened, Jeff and I had a phone conversation because Jeff had taken some things from my home that I wanted back. And he told me that he put $300 for the money that he had owed on the car in Jerry and Olga's checkings account. And I said, Jeff, that's a lie because they don't even have a checkings account. We closed that out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jerry and Olga Lane say former friend Jeff Sandercock owes for the cost of a car and stolen property. Jeff says the Lanes crossed the line when they tried to repossess the car.
Did you take a basketball that belongs to him?
I honestly don't know. I moved a lot of stuff in that 2 days.
Do you have a basketball that doesn't belong to you at home?
I don't think so, no.
How much was the basketball?
It was probably about worth $20, Your Honor.
You more than made that up on the car. Sit down. So far, you owe him $260. Now, you want to tell me about your counterclaim? Take a deep breath. I'm ready.
Well, first of all, I had given him $500 worth of computer stuff. And it was a computer and a fax machine, printer, scanner.
Whatever, it was towards the car.
It was just...
That was towards the car.
A ton of stuff.
I gave you credit for that, so you don't do double dipping here.
Right. But the reason why they took the car was because they had come over to the house when I was living with Pauline, and they had made mention of fleeing to Canada because his wife is an illegal immigrant. And they were thinking she was going to be deported for the electronic fraud that she had gone to jail for.
So
that's when they came and stole the car. And
I asked you a question. I'm on your counterclaim. Do you understand? You still owe $260 on the car. You agreed to pay $800. You didn't pay $800. You owe $260. You have a counterclaim. You say they took property. They owe you for computers, software, lost wages, and a whole bunch of pain and suffering. I'm waiting.
the software he had dropped about a week before this had happened. It was just a CD that I lent him, and he dropped it on the ground, and it scratched, and he said he was going to pay me for it. It was $80.
Next.
The day he stole the car, I was supposed to be at two clients' place, because I work for myself, and I couldn't get there, so I had to call and I had to cancel. So
all right. Cry me a tear. Go ahead. What's next?
That was it. That was.
And that's your pain.
Right.
And you're suffering.
I had to call, and I had to, my name is on it. That's what they pay me for, is being dependable, and I couldn't be there.
Should have been there.
I couldn't. I didn't have a car. It was being stolen.
Call a cab. Call a taxi. Taxi. Or walk. You don't get paid for that. He owes you $260 for the car. Period.
Your Honor, about the matter about him losing wages, he was not in possession of the car.
Just 1 second. Listen to me carefully. I just dismissed it. I would like to dismiss him. He has no cause of action. He has no claim. Anything else you want to tell me?
Yes.
What?
First of all, I'm a legal resident. I'm not illegal resident of the United States. Then when he moved in with us, to live with us, I paid a deposit. He didn't pay his part. When he paid last money for the car, I said, this is for last bills. It's not for the car. This is for last bills.
Listen to me. You had the car for 2 weeks. You didn't even transfer the title to the car in your name. You made a $100 profit. That is a 20% profit. Is that right? 20% profit on what you, 25% profit on what you paid in 2 weeks. People could get that in the stock market these days. They would be very happy. Stop complaining. Goodbye.
He's our excuse. You may step out.
The computer was worth way more than $500, for all the hardware and stuff.
Numerous times we came to Jeff and said, hey, for us to resume our our friendship, he needs to continue to pay for the car.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Morrison versus McKinney, step forward, please.
31-year-old office manager Carla Morrison is suing her former friend, 27-year-old retail salesperson Corey McKinney, for an unpaid cell phone bill. Corey has a countersuit claiming Carla vandalized his car.
Miss Morrison, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends, and there came a time when each of you wanted a cell phone. I know what happened with an uncle of yours. He agreed to get the cell phones for you, but the defendant's agreement with you was that he would pay his portion of the cell phone bill.
That is correct.
You claimed that he ran up a substantial bill on the cell phone, which he has not paid.
That is correct.
Now, the defendant, I read your answer, sir. You don't seem to dispute the fact that you ran up a substantial phone bill.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
And how much was the phone bill that he ran up?
His cost came up to $1,000.
Can I see that, please? Over how many months did his bill run to accumulate this $1,000 total?
We initially got our phones in January. I believe I had Corey's phone disconnected towards the end of April, the beginning of May.
4 months.
Right, but his calls ran into like June and July.
Okay, so the bills are really in his name. This says total Nextel charges for Corey, right? On the bill it says for Corey.
I've never seen the bill.
Well, we'll show it to you. Actually, it's $1,007.37.
Correct.
Because you had a phone that allowed you to make as many local calls as you wanted, but not long-distance calls?
Right. Corey's charges are more long-distance than anything.
Corey, who do you talk to so much, sir?
I talk to people everywhere.
Where are most of your friends?
I was out of town then. I was out of town then.
You were out of town?
Yeah. And I was calling back.
Your defense to this action is that you did spend the money on jabbering away long distance, but that the plaintiff did damage to your car.
Yeah.
And the damage to your car is more than your long distance calls, right? That's your defense.
Yes.
So, show me. What kind of damage did she do to your car?
Cut my tires and put sugar in my tank.
Did you witness her doing that?
No,
Have a look
but
at me.
my witness, I have a witness here.
So the answer is you did not witness her
No.
doing that. But you have a witness who I'm
Yes.
prepared to hear. Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
Anthony McKinney.
Are you related?
Yeah, I'm his brother.
Now tell me what you observed on May 7th.
I was coming home from out playing basketball, and I seen her truck over there at the house when I was walking in the house. I really didn't see her really do it, but next morning I got up and he was outside going crazy. I was like, went over to see what was wrong. He said somebody had put sugar in my tank and cut the tires. I said, well, last night when I was coming home, I seen her over there and left the house. But I really didn't pay any attention to it because they were seeing each other off and on at the time, considering the phone bills and everything.
Sir, did you see her on May 7th?
I seen her the day before.
On May 6th?
May 7th. That day.
Where did you see her?
She came over to the house.
To visit with you?
Yes. He said he seen her that night.
Sit down. Sit down, sir. Well, tell me about the conversation that you had with her on May 7th.
She saw about the phone bill.
And what did you say to her about the phone
I told her I
bill?
wasn't going to pay the bill.
Did you tell her why?
But she had the phone turned off. I didn't even use it.
Well, she
I
had
never
the
did
phone-
see the bill. She never showed me the bill.
Now I'll hear you. You went over to his house on May the 7th?
I don't recall. I have talked to Corey numerous times on the phone, over our two-way radio pertaining to the bill. Corey has seen our Nextel bills. He left to go out of town. His thing was, I'll take care of it when I come back from Texas. Don't worry about it. Don't trip, Carla. You know, I'm not going to leave you out there like that. I'm going to pay the bill. I don't recall being at Corey's house on May 7th. It's a possibility, because I was at Corey's house plenty of times.
Did you slash his tires?
Of course not.
Did you put sugar in his gas tank?
Of course not. And me and Corey talked about this. He brought the damages up that I did to his car, and when I called him and asked him when was he going to pay his bill, and he said, I'm not. You had my phone shut off. I said, well, yeah, Corey, because the bill is at $1,300. He even called me when he was in Texas to say that I slashed his girlfriend's tires on her car as well. It's like, you know, Corey, I don't have time for this. I'm working 2 jobs. I don't have time to drive around town to look and vandalize Corey's vehicle.
Now, these phones, the bills were actually in your uncle's name?
The bill is in my uncle's name, but we are the sole responsible party.
I understand that, but the bills are in your uncle's name. If they were to sue somebody, they were going to sue your uncle.
Right.
Right? And your uncle knew that he was behind in the bills.
Right. He knew that he wasn't paying them.
That he wasn't paying them.
So where's our
There
uncle?
were other people, sir, who had a motive to do nasties to your car, right?
Correct.
Those are only people that I know. Anybody else not like you, sir?
No.
You sure about that? Okay. You have
Where's her uncle at?
You have it, what?
Where's her uncle at? Shouldn't he be here?
No, why?
He signed for the phones.
So what? She's responsible because she promised her uncle that, despite the fact that the uncle signed for the phones, the two of you were going to be responsible. Duh. You still have the same girlfriend that you had in May?
No.
When did you break up with the May girlfriend?
In June.
In June? Well, June's pretty close to May. Had you been fighting with your girlfriend?
No.
You mean it just came on all of a sudden that you broke up with her?
Yeah.
There may be somebody else that didn't like you.
It happened in May.
And when were her tires?
We was on good terms then.
You were on really good terms?
Good terms.
Oh, good terms. Well, Mr. McKinney, we may never find out who put sugar in your tank, sir. But we sure know who made all these phone calls. That was you. Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount requested, $1,007.37. That's all.
Sản phẩm bảo hiểm liên kết chung Pro chủ động cuộc sống. Sản phẩm bảo hiểm Pro chủ động cuộc sống. Chủ động cuộc sống. Thì đây, video này chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu về cái loại hình sản phẩm này. Đây là sản phẩm liên kết chung. Vậy thì đã là sản phẩm liên kết chung thì nó sẽ có chia lãi. Có chia lãi. Đây là sản phẩm liên kết chung và nó thuộc về sản phẩm liên kết đầu tư. Thuộc về sản phẩm liên kết đầu tư. Vậy thì nó sẽ có chia lãi. Có chia lãi và lãi là lãi cam kết. Lãi cam kết là như thế nào? Lãi cam kết tức là dù công ty bảo hiểm có làm ăn đầu tư thất bại đi chăng nữa hay đầu tư thất bại thì vẫn phải trả cho khách hàng cái mức lãi suất như đã cam kết. Còn công ty bảo hiểm có làm ăn tốt hơn và có khả năng trả được cái mức lãi suất cao hơn, nhưng mà họ cũng chỉ trả cái mức lãi suất cam kết thôi. Đó là cái sản phẩm của bảo hiểm Pro. Sản phẩm này nó sẽ vừa bảo vệ gia đình trước cái rủi ro, đồng thời vẫn tích lũy tài sản tốt và tích lũy được cả tài sản nhờ cái yếu tố đầu tư, vừa bảo vệ gia đình. Và cái tuổi có thể tham gia được thì tuổi thì từ 30 ngày tuổi 30 ngày tuổi đã tham gia được và giới hạn đến 65 tuổi. 65 tuổi, phạm vi bảo vệ rất là rộng. Và nó có thể kết hợp nhiều sản phẩm bổ sung khác để dẫn đến là gia tăng cái quyền lợi bảo vệ, gia tăng cái quyền lợi bảo vệ và chăm sóc sức khỏe. Đó là những đặc điểm của sản phẩm Pro chủ động trong cuộc sống. Vừa bảo vệ trước rủi ro, vừa gia tăng được tài sản, và đặc biệt là nó là một cái sản phẩm mà có chia lãi, nhưng mà chia lãi theo cái mức lãi suất cam kết, cho nên là dù là công ty bảo hiểm đầu tư có thua lỗ thì cái cơ hội gia tăng tài sản của mình vẫn không ảnh hưởng.